Nana Brebo.
Area was young for my money na ha. I am in my gun and see NEET 100.9. That was a say we would do a video no at NEET 100.9 FM. Now only in a baby my dream on my gun. Production crew Joe Damia Dumak Jero Saj my frame bankron and I Safo. Wadara Mobo Michidom Mavie Edith Mediana Abramo. Ocean 18 live on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook I NEET 100.9 FM live and I will call YouTube Despite Media. Yan WhatsApp line you activating that 0503721744 0503721744. Ubetimi do comment no message no afa how o de fa hwa ya beken kan kama breast afatamo e de amount ewie me mo bibia ha emo akwa aba wo kwan soronko so e de badwumadie yi eso na ye ho drain na no na me kwa kokenka wo social media so na me hunu say about time be say de wo se private school de omo fo mo ba omo ma enko bio adan ya ye school fees any books ni stationery say tie ni etu wo so ma breda be kan doors private and yet the back of school. Hey, Nano Nani bisa private schools, so they say, Ebane sign as I said, dear, one of the costs was an Bonya, textbooks, no. And yes, any young Ghana publishers say, they call Ghana publishers, so almost say, production cost, and your more. It's your Bennett, then Nina be chatting about the go about time. So, way enti wenu na ye fa ne ye hwe says adie we yi a aba ne sei kwan bi so no ebe affect private schools, yes, in a negative way, because abata ne yi wo mo ma na che se population of nkola e ko private schools no wo mo so ba bete so hu private schools bi ho no so a ebo ne ye da form kama abata ne betimi atua bebi wo kra se ebo no wo so kra no a wo mo ebo abata na echiche ma won Mamma bre na nkakra wo matua baby won so ene by order AD by order eso ba betua na pressure school ni de beto so no wanga se waso ba ehye school bia manitua hwe wo mo na bata ho ane afram say conditions economic conditions na nemu identity mo obi antwetwa nkakra ne mfa support school no wudi agro na wo matua wan ya omdo ba be fa so no o bata no bra be useless hwe ebi so ti asamase ebi so dwene abata ho etu omo time no ma chichemu ama wo mo na wo matua na nkakra na etimi aboa ware aze etu wenu a aba ne sei ya titu ese asantemantam mu abata ne bebre no a ene omo yi wo mo ma every private ede wo mo e public school. Number 1 ebe ha private schools because private schools no one source of income, one source of finance, yeah, one the chia teachers na ekano from school fees. What is here? Sika one nya every school no mu no be no the chia teacher for kano school fees ya one jeje. Enti me masa ebi ankoda be 30 and one class. And 5 efrim 5 awo for so one nya school fees no. It womu yi one ma. Just one class, when you the whole population. That's why in one class be 5 one. And every mua kwa. Once a so better pa. It is so not no school rano. Only locus so beka teacher and sign, Guarana swatting to so may 2 peso there be. And it's 1,005 and a teacher in your tria manua. Then for that time crana in a class, on be free on Mwakwa, on the other Sabosumia, so near 1,005 fashion and some. And it is a school fees in a sotia. It is going to affect the day-to-day running of the school. It is an kabai etimi kushin private schools ne kakra anyway you'll be private business oji ne sika ono kwa na eti o ma ban bi yo ye de boa ne se otua tax well na fe ye hwe public schools so public schools so no ebe ha adwene before me ba public schools so no me ba batan so wo mo so bre so ahu ese bi ebe affective school nti no chenchina che obatan ne ma wo man ne ma no enter school ho ono so de oya ne ho beto no na oye ene emra aban suku e wonum nyina wo mu firi mu a wo kọ aban suku no it's already choked dada enkoda be sister in a class hey enkoda be sister in a class ebi kura aburo I want to chat to wo mo ho joka keep quiet ba kofo so ahu ena wo mo pile up dada no so no aban sa akoda bia so constitution say akoda bia wo ho kwan so ko school it is a headmaster order a public school na no say about time the ban banko na akola no the entrance exam number you know say dey be number you know whether you qualify or one qualify exam fa no fa na hin wo betena enkonwa na any school da mu hin wo betena enkodam bambam fom hin wo ba betena wahu enti no no so be ha adwene with government schools no iti aban ye here expansion ye here expansion enti at the end of the day no eba beto government teachers so na mo nkoda ne betena school ho edi so mo do so mu so na mo no mo te ho enti whichever way ye behwe ni bia edi sunsuanso bone ebeba edi ebe ne dey aban over to you anyway there may come about time so enya ntie ne say sometimes you have to cut your coat according to the size of your material according to the size of your fabric what you say ejimi ma say ukuta 2 years so say me pe say kaftan 2 years ebetimi apa kaftan amma te say me si ha 10 gram so wa by 3 2 years nika one line kura hwe nso me what you say if you cut your coat according to the size of your material wahu enti wo no suku a ebe on my private school but omo kira de but omo bo ofom akoda no ko ho onim say akoda dachi cannot be determined by the kind of school a obeko akoda so obedi yi a emfa ho ni suku a ode ne beko the kind of school the kind of education and boade but no nye the sole decider of abofrana dachi ade ase obu on mo obekwa akoye doctor na se for kra eso za doctor no kro me practice ko hu ano odi sofo there are many men of God that omo aye doctors medical doctors omo fa anya adwuma ade ase enti no kakra wo bata no betimi ne de wa ho odem beso no de ho ne fa pe ho school e ma oba na nko na emwa ye nyina hallelujah abusia wutie mi aha ye neat 100.9 na waso egu a wutie no me my Ghana enti na wiei me twetwe mu aso yi edin e de MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO obetimi afra me biamzi 1 anase woman gada ofremi a meje osododo na mama mfa nkai boy entwam na yeboa consultancy en wo se emfa kwan so emfa to trotro drivers nyina enim wo ye trotro bus driver nko ade a waso ehwe me ha sei wo se AMA license hwe na 2023 de no wanko renew menko renew esanse AMA jetua wo moto ya tabri AMA edo makwa PM ewo Accra High Court enti no monsha no so wonim na akwa license eko renew license no a wa wujejireje en wo say wo mo vacancy emma ya afa no awie JHS awo ana SHS a wo twan akọ university ai unima kenkan unima twero we nya afa ne be kasa for certificate bia bra the fact say unima kenkan na unim twero no kwa wa qualify mo na ye be fa mo ewo nana yeboa consultancy ho na matimi abe register trotro station drivers mo be register wo nyina ede ama won eti wo hwehwe nana yeboa consultancy a wo mo adabraka champion bus stop wa woman DHL ena eye opposite anasa electricity prepaid vendor no ena woman no ye opposite eti bomode asa obekọ ho no mo na woni wo makwakọ ni woni je ho nko ade a okwa wo mo ebefa wo pedipa bebrafo mo na mo aye sales agent a mo na mo be register trotro station drivers ni enyina na mo trotro bus drivers mo hye no nso AMA license no mo hye na 2023 man ko renew aha we enkabo a wo na ye boa wo no na ye director da na ye boa consultancy ano wo na nsa ehye ase oh aha neat 100.9 mitwa me hotel ba pepepa ye betoa enkomo eso
Neat FM nyo
ya no me bibrime ye nya kofa tu yeso etu esi be mabo okunkunim kofa ejina ne so akwara paadi kokwe hu ededa mana ekire no ye ne adeshiamra kroma dansidifo mehwe kasem kira wanwade esumu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi si pen ye ne Neat FM yamamwa kwaba
Uti oha echi ponkno Neat FM
The ideal society they belong to are in these terrorist groups and not, for example, the Republic of Ghana. And so they would criticize how our democracy does not work and it does not deliver. They will criticize how they are waiting for jobs, but those jobs will never come because the government will never be able to deliver. They will criticize how they can take certain things happening in society and use them as examples to radicalize. All these become the techniques of radicalization. They become the techniques of, if you call it, undermining what we are, what progress we have made, and what we have achieved. People should not assume that there is no jealousy, that in the Fourth Republic, we have maintained and sustained political stability. We are not like other places where people are arrested and locked up. People don't want to see a country, and when I say people here, I'm referring to these terrorist groups. They are envious that when there is an environment in which every country is suffering under the weight of terrorism, Ghana continues to stand stable. It's not to create the mistake of allowing people to fall into the hands of terrorists, but that every day we work together to overcome those challenges, right from local government level to national level, to prevent that radicalization, which then makes people to fall into the hands of these groups, when the possibility of recruitment arises, let us continue with the effort of delivering good governance. Military or security is one, but it is more about the delivery of good governance. Let in every village and in every community, even when we have challenges, let us continue to engage one another in which people know that there is a collective effort, both formal and informal. Continue to allow you in the media to have the space. Even when you criticize, it should not be interpreted as negative. It should be interpreted as constructive to help the accountability process. Let's continue to deepen democracy.
Many of them. I think I'll find an opportunity to send you that many of them are being worked on across the country.
Let me just take one, Mr. President. The one in Aflao where the chief himself has complained. On here, one Aflao patch say e-block no oba yenya hoshi. Inti my education minister up to February say ombe yehu bibi. It's an say.
Oh no, minister out later.
So abre.
And don't forget.
Inti obisa no there abeka chen. Every out of frustration ebi okasa.
When biaso no ye boabo ye honia ye. As much as possible, I've given you these examples to let you see that, on the contrary, despite the propaganda, because one of the things that I suspect there's a deficit on our part is our ability to counter the propaganda. The propaganda takes over the reality of so many aspects of our national life. It's a pity, but we'll continue.
Is it not because you have a weak communications team?
I don't want to think of it. I think
you've been accused of that. Say MPP more communication, you're poor, you're weak. You're doing good, but nobody's hearing about it.
But people are feeling it. The people in the various areas of life are feeling it, are responding to it.
Would you improve on your communications team?
What aspect of national life can you not improve? What aspect of political engagement can you not improve? You can improve it. But at the same time, too, virulent propaganda has its own power. And that is the phenomenon that my government has been facing. So,
report a short by Namini so any short you made your Mudia and saying report a whole already about Bontea. He leaves so much to be desired. Nijidi said the once vibrant Shraj commissioner so being focused on the Okoha now we must show no and Shraj Adane she Nikotrayem. Focus on the public official be quick Shraja Nenimpo Monuje. Because institutions nina woman nina you weak. Petition as Shraj is someone to me. What kind of Shraj act that constitution no at the 2 million in Shraj and Safe. Ade bia efa bribe ho kitase any project bribery and corruption no e strategy process I activity award or mampenya share under article 146 no is just another constitutional processor and non end game ye different strategy investigate akatre yen say asem no either say ye no kre anan ye no kre o mampenya die ne de ne say wo mo ye mu nhwemo no ma asem na ye no kra na say ye no kre na ya treat you justice aso nti obi adwuma wo ye different minim ye nti ashraj enne wo ka say wonti minim hwemu because another process mo really no say court say so obi edi nipa ekọ court mienu o wasem kro na ho a court no ebe frɛ nipa no de asem ne ba ne say o mechu su mu baako nien ena yentwa so na de hin na yentwa so emra mo hu say ya file another process hin na mo kire which of the suit you want us to stay and which one you want us to proceed you better respond to Shraj ya anti asem papa bia em from so ya let me call
Edi kan fu osa very mo edi kan fu mo papa wedi ni mama ye mo desi ya bebunya edi go swenya kansa didi swenya no edi kan femo maye ya maye ya bomoze Jidene sumesie Momo Mutenya Kanguni Edika Femo Maye Maye Yabo Monse Yabo Monse Yama Mo Edika Fumo Mo Osabare Mamo Mo Okokano Mare Mo Mirikano Mare Tumo Jidene Sume Sie Mo Musenya Kanguni Edika Femo Maye Maye Yabo Mose Yabo Mose
Area Busianfo needs 100.9 and Mason Egua Motie no Sabre Yashe Brena don't kwaba Pausima Edianai and Sona Chesaka Simadumi and Sabapena no Mienu Aboye kwa maso na yakwa kudin komokakra Yensaka Dr. Kobi Mensa or ye lecturer at University of Ghana Business School or Science so a political marketer. Dr. Ye Yamwaha Eba Nit FM so.
Medase pa.
Afisia Panso.
I think commoting.
Because I feel Doc, SSA, we share MPP, a Benny said, yeah, one more atoton near Mafa near day, said your may AKWAFO. What concrete steps in a what's a binding taking? Because in the first place, we were losing the credibility, said you would you know. And I'm more too bay and I was a binding a tour. Obetimi di agene ho se na ebe ya enimguase ne nkoye kese.
Okay, I think that I would give say metima kabrofu kakra because all the baby are
Empacho ya na dia make is am mix amam. Aye.
Okay, but that's it. Yes, maybe I'll fall on yen brofu kakra the marketing mono. There is hello?
Talk about your Ethiopia.
Okay, yeah. So there is a Igbo Ekade say companies and as the companies work on in Zamana say will fail and there is a failure in delivery. We have something called recovery process. Sena say company or failing delivering what the customer expects now. Now to get your offer them who nimze back and to get your reputation back. No. There is something called recovery process. Recovery process in there. How do you let the customer become confident in you again? Start to be with apology, right? You take ownership of the problem, i.e., I'm sorry, Ebia, reasons of question. Then when you explain that, you apologize to the customer. And then you actually, sort of give the customer, the next level able to rectify a situation. You give them other, a restitution. So if we use that to come to for the political system now, I think the first thing that they have to do is to be genuinely apologetic to Ghanaians. They have to tell Ghanaians that, we're sorry. We expected this to go this way, but it didn't go through that way. Even I hear offer the debt exchange at some point, the bondholders, the government said they were not part of it. Yet they brought them into the picture, which means you have deceived the people. And they first of all have to genuinely admit that they have wronged. And then from there, they apologize, and then they can tell people the measures that they are taking to make sure that they can be solved. But say, and them not say, Takashi the year, can send be no one for Nkofushia SNT. You're having meetings, it's not going down the way it should go. Then you're actually annoying the people the most. So I think for your question, the first thing they must do is to genuinely be apologizing to Ghanaians. And then, tell Ghanaians how they can actually get things better.
yɛnhwɛ politically kwan bɛn na saa adeɛ wɔ yi ɛbɛfa so na aha mampanyin na Akufo-Addo legacy a ebi ɔbaayɛ wa build ɛna afei so koraa no NPP as a political party.
I think the yin there Ghana no NPP for no what to on there they are better managers of the economy. Them na would do to in fact it's something that they've been saying it. I mean, if you look at any modern political system, MPP had been in power twice. I mean, President Kufuor and Sana, President Nanado. Even before President Kufuor came, they were saying that they were better managers of the economy. I don't know how they got that slang or how they got that proposition, because they hadn't been in government before, in the modern political system, apart from those days. But from Rawlings in the time, in a one-back government, but they said that they were better economics. They could manage the economy better, and they were better managers of it. Perhaps because of qualifications, no credentials, no economists, and a business people, they felt that they are entitled to that particular slogan. Fine. So they gave the economy to you, President Kufuor, time. Although it wasn't fabulous, people actually attribute some great successes, all right, to President Kufuor. So that was fair enough. So let's say that we take that particular proposition as a truism, all right. Now, come Nanado time, what are we seeing? So it means that in marketing, as a kind of unique selling proposition, i.e. USP, as a customers be general wakado, if them brand here, ne USP, if another brand here, ne USP, FMPP and USP, FNDs and USP, FCPP and USP. That USP of a friend that we are better managers, I think has been dissipated. Why show them USP? No? Internet message there. The NPP has lost the brand equity. Brand equity. As a man of Fujinado, the top offer product and our service. The Mazana of Fujinado, my word vote NPP. No. In this regime, the Mazana washo. So that is why I'm saying the difficulty for the NPP to go back to the people to say we are better better managers of the economy. It's going to be difficult. Now, on another side, the political cost again is legacy. Before another Ben, I think within MPP, most people, to be honest with you, a lot of people, with all due respect, didn't even think that President Kufuor was better than Nanado. A lot of people within MPP, it was as if President Kufuor was John the Baptist, Nanado was Jesus Christ. That he was coming to prepare the way for Nanado's governance. So, majority of people in MPP were actually expecting Nanado's presidency more than they expected Kufuor's presidency. And they did not give the due to President Kufuor until Nanado came to power. Now, what is the evidence? The evidence is that a whole blue sea between President Kufuor's government and Nanado's government. So the question is, where is the legacy? You see? So for me, if we look at the history, Buzia's government of Buzia's MPP, all right, and then they refer to Dankwa's time of MPP. In history, or some years to come, we're going to refer to President Kufuor's MPP and Nanado's MPP. I don't think that you can actually compare the two. So the cost again is about the legacy that Nanado is going to leave. I think is very, very disastrous one.
Wow. Doc, looking at the posture now of the government and his appointees concerning this debt restructuring, are they really ready to listen to what Ghanaians are saying concerning fusing the individual bondholders and then pensioners and other stuff on the debt exchange program? Are they really ready to listen?
Well, I think that yes, the evidence so far, no, it doesn't actually show that they are prepared. In fact, this government, throughout the administration, had demonstrated no consensus in every issue. They want to battle their way through. Today, Wonji Obinizin to it's all about on ones in our now. So I am not sure that they are going to change their position on this debt exchange, whether the individual bonds they would actually get them out of the plan, and they would. I think that they will stick to what the plan is, because already in the Kenya, it is not possible to leave the individual bondholders out of this equation. I know there had been series of meetings for the internet to do, and we've heard from people who are involved in it. But given the posture that they have, I don't think that is going to matter most actually in this conversation.
You in any case foresee, say, there could be an uprising, say, if they refuse to, or if they go ahead with what they have, started?
Because I think that for some time now, we have been a very good citizens. We've been very good. We've been very patient. I don't think Ghanaians are prepared to actually shake the system the way and manner that people, sort of predict. I don't think so, because we prefer to, sort of labor in that kind of atmosphere than to actually do anything untoward or to do anything drastic or anything,
But I think Doc, and when you fool baby say, "Oh, Pamo Hufua, Otono Bema." Well, it's like I said, people are boiled up. Adiana Shankrofoswa, and with the kind of posture and the kind of attitude that almost show are anxious and they feel remorse about what is happening. I said they don't see what is actually happening. No, and Mancrophobu and sorry.
It is true, but people have also seen the alternatives, especially actually bondholders in one demographics, actually one ages Nazana. People are well lived through turbulent times before, before this period. And I'm sure in their calculation, what they compare those turbulent times now, they rather want to live in this situation, it looks like. So I don't think people will really want to rock the boat in terms of the political environment we have. Although we have a very terrible economic environment, they wouldn't want to add chaos from the political front in addition to it. That one, I think that it would be very, very dire as a consequence. So it's better to deal with one chaotic scene than to add another. I think so.
Okay, we are better was
Mr. Medasipa.
Yeah. I was here for Doctor, what is your name? No, Bonko May, Dr. Kobe Mensah, or lecturer, University of Ghana Business School, or science, so political marketer. And I would say no bonko mono neat 100.9 and our son egua oti ne sama hodopi na ego apono so ya yebebo ho enkomo ye betase ne sebesepa eni kunna ahahan ye nyina ye nim debt restructuring ai ye ntimi nya ho asem ka da bia da debt exchange program ai MPP wo maluzu wo credibility ani wo brand equity ana esan say economic crisis ai wo mu no wo mu enhu kotoko emfa kora enhwem Christian Council, woman just a debt exchange program no ebe nyansu so bone ewo tight and afi offering so and no pen one more dwene ho eti aban and suspend we dey in fact mu ye mewedam kakra we ye sure pa say na Christian Council of Ghana one more eka na is that the only reason that the Christian Council of Ghana our Christian Council of Churches Christian Council of Ghana one more eka and suspend this debt exchange. National Cathedral and the Honsensum and also so church members be no more sorry. Catch one more so for more board. No say bet to me anka one more and resign the cry and son adiano aye pinso NPP Amayokono one more regional chairman one more so at the tumpenyu for them say bet to me anka one more call early Congress said the bear woman to me one more flag bearer name Rashibi phone every year won't bet to me abo who there were at home ye at the ama Ghana for neat 100.9 and was so a gua within way and then some hodo and then we are babysinicoso. na mpanyinfo ebeboa me Felix Mante or PPP Director of Communications or Hase Evans Amo NDC Communications team member no so ha na Nana Boache Kane NPP constituency chairman for Tema West or no so enam kwan so a oba na ye nyina kabom na ya bon komo na kama e bibia timi akoyie etu we de men say bre kra me ma Felix ene Evans akwaba na ye de nkomo aisha so mpanyimfo me mama finshi apa
na minchia wotiefo ne wahwefo ewo social media baby
for the match so that
na ba we de mame fantwam say fini we need the kan ma ba hafi we nyanenti yes ya nua bema
yeah Jerry or Sajumai the wife
okosie ne papa nche na ho kanfo so asen ma beto se yemma no kafra urade nhyene na onka ne ho ba bi owo bia ote enka bia na urade enka ne ho din de ne so urade wo yafa ebetimi edi nkunim nti ne yeta na chi yede pipe so eta na chi eduru ho a eba ko jam na ashe urade anu nyam
wa boss wi de ma menka tie fo se nyame ya adoma wo chena ye nyina ye bu ya ketem edi ani a kire asante a chim konongo konongo locust udi osi konongo ase ye kire ba bia locust ho ha definitely bohu kwa ye nyina ye ko na wotweda no eho na ye kwa akodi no na ye nyina ye kwa akota ye nua be ma Jerry echi na bibia akoso fine
enti memfa me enka ho wo Magdani ato no eya senyo man yiri bi firi mi samre new year pa so ese woji wo ho kakra no anse mo ebeto enti abusua yenye yi na ochena bobo mo de se hia de bobo do so akwa keja ye nua be ma no ma bibia efe ho so efe aketesia
me das
why fine
me das
ada hwan yo sa
ayadom
oh
yesu
o se adum
yesu na am sa
yesu ye ga say oye Mary Mary ye no yesu ye ga fi yesu Joseph anyi Mary eni bi ni ye da yesu asinti magde baby a wo bia ye ma wo yakọ nyame nhye odin na onka ho yeta wachi ya be ye busua sense ye ba ha MPP ma bayi hwe ho akire mu but ya be ye busua ene papa film ihe keja ya bobo modin se we nso be ka keja ma na efe na nyame nkoso nhye odin ne be kana wi anu
that's yes issue side that epono so debt exchange program and Yebisa said the MPP lost credibility, brand equity as a result of the far-reaching economic crisis the country is saddled with. And then the Christian Council of Ghana also said the debt exchange program will have impact on tithes and then offerings, so government should suspend it. The Evans, Mamisha said, every was so concerning that.
Hey, Minchia would here for Minchia Makwadabi, the friend Kwame Obin. Or stane MP o bibiani besre bibiani for say omomo a yenu aketwa royal na oya brantia ne hojo minchia medofo munu apeninso Dr. Sepanyanke bebibia wo
aja
Sepanyanke bebibia o michia antenso hope say wo hoye na debt exchange program in fact mete no ma code through me nose say me person I want to profile why this approach. Now, we hear a traditional approach to rollback. It is a bit different from this. But we hear closely, a banner person creates physical space. I'm a what me a sound bobosia. IMF4. Because I cannot say on to mean to an opposite or extend a dead period or bet me. Typical example, the MPP bar Gavoka Ken Bond. It was 2 years initially. Omu run back to almost about 10 years. When him about the son, the parkour beton, I don't know Yamfa, so in the Canon and Apafo, in 10 times now, no more. So they are paying 400,000 every year. 400,000. So 2 years, so more than 10 years, every year, we almost get $400,000. A go munti so for the past 6 years, almost better for 2 billion sabon, almost 400,000. Now, Can't we roll back this was to mean here? Can't you also roll back? A senator will always be taking their coupon. But when you are buying a person, he want to create a physical space. Therefore, it's all cancel, sikamu. But we understand so now have mine. One, I am the one I had the number of people. Omudu musika ato bona omu Ghana foa. Omudu musika ma ban say onfanye puntujuma no more interest. I am any JP. You know, all the dividends, all the profit stays in Ghana. Na buame manusu konkai. Na ebane sounds maybe a ban bia pesikano omre. Because people have got confidence in this package and I say this approach of raising money into the government. But who banner within this short person who be says market now a harding. It is common. You are talking about MPP losing credibility. It is true. It is common this government BBB or then Sabekebiano. He touched it in negative approach. So when him say want to meet you, why do you accrue yourself so much debt at this time? But you know technically so meaning say dia ba kunti omo pese omo ji say not necessarily the country is so much broker you. But they needed money for our external coffers so that they can buy essential goods like oil, medicine and other things. Now only where we between your sir huge sum of money is on IMF. Intiabane sa eso mututum. But Mr. Said there's another alternative. Say IMF I catch them say you should cancel people that I will recommend to you say when you look at the budget statement of 2023, Obia Wuniska, you have voted 800 million. Say Yenfanko. Yenfanko. Cathedral, who can budget? Obia Wuniska. What vote to 800 million say Yenfanko Cathedral. What vote to 1.5 million say International Conference Center now yes one at this critical moment Yemubuni Sensi Bium. What vote to 3 billion say Yenfanko Flat Star House. What vote to 1.5 billion Yenfanko contingency fund. I'll call it contingency vote, but I'll call contingency fund. Do you know what contingency fund does? When the needs arise, that's when you fall on that money. So, Obia Winiska, you don't vote $1 billion to your contingency fund. You don't vote $1 billion for International Press Conference Center. You don't vote $1 billion for this cathedral. And if you want to create a physical space, what I recommend is say, those monies that he has voted, they are irrelevant. He should use the money to pay those bonds out and create space for himself so that he can borrow. Sasikana and compensate or they call cathedral. If you want to create physical space, that's my recommendation. So you should use that money to pay out some of the maturing bonds. You should pay out some of them. You will still have a space to borrow so that we can have enough funds in our external account for us to buy essential services. Now on Jan Crofwa, Omodu Musika, Abeshesi Amemwa, it's very good for every government in this country. Send this Bano Pesca, he can fall on the masses and they'll give him money to develop. And I wonder why I'm Crofwa to meet Digiska. Okay, Bobusia, what trans would you say? Busia, we are Mayano. Busia be a Bobio, who may so bet me do a Tia Busan, and your home fast war. I didn't see a Bobusia be into India. I think that's my problem. I want to also commend the fish and the rating agency. If it hasn't been the rating agency, I can go but that I don't want to use in Kwasia Busia unrelevant Busia. I'm a Ghana from watch room. And let me commend the rating agency say, show a buying red flag. Say a momunko bond market abuse. And Ghana should take note of it. They have sent a bad signal to Nkrofo here. Other media house Nkrofo Edwo Musika Akishim. Most of them pensioners. Young men Omanye Sika Office that's a safe haven. They can invest their money. They have sent their money there. And you will give this signal out. In fact, Mesre say if you want to create more physical space, you should pay out some of the bonds mature ones. Offer 800 million now. Also they call cathedral. Offer 1.5 million or they call to contingency fund. Now, Modia Yeni or Modia Pe or Modia renting sleeping on the air. Says 3 billion now all they call flat star house no. Until moon 9. Non for back for flat star. Thousands of staffers until mumiensa non for the 300 staffers. He can create space for himself.
Yes, so no, your government's expenditure, no.
Yes,
reducing it.
Yes, you see, you want to create a space. Or person Bobosia, our resources external account is depleted, so he needed money. No, I call IMF. I say about more 3 billion, but we can only give you that money when you have created a space for yourself. What can you do? Cancel some of your debts. But instead of canceling, losing confidence in the market, you know. I am recommending. Say Sasika Wenu, you should cut out his expenditures. No for untia some of the maturing one, there will be a space for him to borrow from IMF. Notwithstanding, so I encourage pensioners should not allow the government to touch their bonds. This is a contract. And I wonder even the approach a government in the call. What Kwakobo BBC? Now what Nisika? What the old person me say? Sit down with the people and discuss with them. That ben obetia krano enya wo na obehye da obetia. Discuss with them. Open up your books, let them see what you are doing. Make one of the bondholders no catch up and say, "Ya catch us say don't print new voter register." One tier. Ya catch us say don't do this. One tier. Now you want to use our money. This is bad approach and it's attaching our market, you know. It's a yes, it's a very good market for Ghana government. Because maybe if Ghanaians have that confidence, everybody want to put his money there. Because it's a safe haven. And the profits will stay in Ghana. It's a Siabeko Bruchi, Akaji in Krofuskano. Ghana for the Omusika show. It's a Gigiani and Fasona Momu. He invests the same money in this economy. When we give ourselves about 10-20 years, Ghana will be a better place to live. Because all those dividends stays in Ghana. They say you are going to pose fear and a threat to these people. Hey, me from Sikankacha. I listen to somebody. None of that will be catching Uncle Toby or something about $2. As some about our friend, I can catch us and $2. My dollars is safe. But would naira. But hope say if they should have encouraged this bond market business now, I can buy Ghana. I buy money to pump. Yanka, what can you busia? And the question of more busia. But home fast one, you have to repatriate it. It affects the stability of your currency and the strength of your currency, the standards even of your economy. You see, somebody might think so. Obi nyeska yanida. Obi wakonom no ye ya. Eye mano. Obi suka papa. Ebwe hina. Obi diaduan papa. Eke hina. Obi dandan papa mo. Eke hina. Therefore, when you are economists, you take steps to make sure these things happens. So we have created a very avenue say Ghana for and for Musika Mesha Mamu. And they are doing it with over 100,000 people are doing this. With a plus. And what you Baba say no. Into your second Ufoyata. Says Sikana Kodeko Cathedral. Often some of the mature. We know you want to create physical space. Under normal circumstances, Yanisa. Say Yanisa can no buy a can born. And you end this year in 2 years, mobile in 10 years. So you could have done that. But you extended the period, take your coupon. Every year be $400,000. Woji. Every year be a moji. Why don't you do same to this current situation? Why don't you do same? If you want to create fiscal space, that's what I'm saying. The mature ones, pay them off. Cancel some of your budget estimates, you know, and pay those mature ones. And create fiscal space for yourself to enable IMF to give you money to buy your essential product. Thank you very much.
Say, Felix.
Before
I because I'm a member a Bray Yakwaba. Rampacho Akwabo. Hey!
Obi a me no nyina free time for onhwehwe me.
And they own him.
Hey.
And they own him.
Umma okrum so.
What dey?
Umma okrum.
Aha ya kwa.
Ehwe wa himfi.
Me. Mbom ye de.
Na me ado.
Afisha panso.
Come back to you. Afisa say na na do adaroma. Ghana bibia to din. Anche Martin so be take over. Anche say the party no ne.
Hadi nkofo ba ho bi boss ba o mi bi ba o say ala chamachi.
Send ya so ma bi obi awo then there.
Asema ba da bi.
But at the end of the day, omu nyina yefunu ba ko.
Si papa bi anim.
Oh.
Send this for grass omu nya papa na kai.
Na wo to do ho 20.
Hey, Felix, you go.
Inu aba me da se Ivan Sakasa bebre na mamema Abranti na wabe transfer na kwa ba. Nya me hu na che. So ye sama you say.
Say me wan bra. My bibi ato me so kra.
Oh say the hu so fresh.
I am fresh guy.
Omo je fiska no mu.
Why? Unim say na Abranti bi ye one man demonstration. Where are?
Sir.
Yes.
The first time I'm hearing this.
Oh yes. Oh. E ko so ne. Philip Sapia. Or your former worker ewo GN Bank. It's in a demonstration or match the petition yakoma president.
Okay.
Say on reinstate GN Bank licenses. Na processes ni procedures are more adopted of the collapse financial institution. And your bank name from so finance minister ne Bank of Ghana or more from so and the mom collapse bank and into your restore bank and license.
Wama president
or the petition ya come minim how long or the MI to a demonstration of match free or brass spot.
Wow.
They could do Independence Square. Please vote in a cheaper. Nti me no ka say kra mo another my sister's station ya or kasa or I think Joy FM, Joy News or something of that sort. Or kasa. Now debt exchange. Question I will be say is abai no elusive credibility and answer. Meaning about
these are questions too concerning our bank credibility and then the Council of Ghana.
Omo there some the omo come asem. Impact benya. Oh yes, Progressive People's Party are calling for excluding domestic bonds.
It's nothing like
every domestic bond, no matter where it's coming from. In free say a debt exchange indeed, as a bear padia, it should be excluded because a bear worsen the living conditions of everybody. Meaning a bear me oti how account, o can make account, Evans can, obi all them will be account. Even president no Kasakro account. And you know, it is better say finance minister we dey adabraka ni incompetence no mo fan ko ho na onyim free. Have you not walked this path before? You are going to this debt distress no more than this before. Ya brosa. Okay, epic. I don't know man penyin ku for time one can see a debt exchange. Name mo safo mafo no sa time mo gina ye car say you don't need debt exchange. Name mo ni hia ne say you be appeal for say you be cancel your debt yen ye car ye dey no e be che yen. And look anya say dey che na boa ye ma ye dey itimi free mu. Now if you are a competent finance minister and as a governmental it's not debt exchange now the be dey or the ebeko but meaning about near woman is a debt exchange in particular a reducing debt burden, you know. It doesn't. It is we are where wouldn't ye kai don esonte a big crab become
as a positive impact.
It's not going to happen anywhere. Debt exchange in particular.
Why are they doing it?
I don't know. The point in any say debt exchange in particular a year tula acquire say nisika how they service or debt. And into no per se or structure or income or cash flow levels to or debt servicing abilities, obligations now. You just want to restructure yourself so you can service your debt. So it's not a matter of say, oh yeah, castle betty. Yenya fiscal space. Yes, say a canasunti says yesika yenya as under Oracle for Riata. I did service ye cano. Massa, you don't have that cash flow. That ability to service the debt is not there. And intino may restructure the sunny be ya a cano made let me matching my debt and my debt service. That's all.
Look at it carefully. I don't think Ghana is in distress. We want to look at the expenditures, the allocation of resources, area that they send their money. No be only sika better what to vote to 1.5 billion say yen from boo international.
Oh, the I don't think I may back. Second question I will be say, buying we're losing credibility. You see, lay the foundation. Near the issues no go. Near my Ghana for Nankasa and Juni who say it's a bad way. Your Irish movie one as the Irish movie. And you mean I draw conclusions. No, let Ghanaians know and understand. But the question I hear can say, Kayen Timintia. Esa ni se sika ye nya ni so aye de be settle ye be service ye debtor who kwasam na who kwasam ye tibi mo bisia de bi ye party who party ni bi who party ni bi omo ndi nkra do kronda enti omo de kaye ye bo bisia mi ye bo bisia ma ye ti bo ma se
o bisia am ko ba no bi no de ko di ko ye party
lenya no mo ka se ye free ye
na dokun kra ne boy se
ye ne boy down nim dokun party ye buffet party dokun ye dokun na so dokun we no
especially dokun
chengodi dokun
area se ka sa aboaso no te hwe aho abo
we nya aboaso na wote ahwe aboaso ono wan kasa na de ne ho akowura fidiem so and fidie you because we were here in this country make am meaning about 2016 NDC government. I am one of the people who spoke. My voice was loud. I'm not here with me. He knows what we all said. Because and we wanted the Progressive People's Party at that time. Here, per se, about him. Dr. Pakusinum, you promote no. So on Kayen fan.
I say Osaba na.
Ebrano so Ghana for Betty. They drew wha. Yeah, Betty. Because Progressive People's Party, ye boy, who ye mobilization, for ye grassroots mobilization, ye elections near the every year. Ye the flag bearer betuja. But many aba near a war ni say aban we yankasa and abona mana and watum. And let's call a spade a spade. And yeah, a bigger spoon and as a digging too. A idea abano has been reckless. They have one more Bobby Siano, sebi in Preduasa. Oman Susu and Jenny who send ya yekono MY. And at the end, ya crying say, oh, Bobby Siano. And now we investing in sectors, meaning about a day, a productive because your Bobby Sandy yard here. Now, Busiana Yanfaso, I would hear service. Now, they're servicing that. Obi country me, okay, maybe I'll be boy money or be catching. Say, Busia, your boy, every year, Yanji Krep, we are about $2 billion, billion Ghana cedis. I say, $1 to CD denominated bond, Kem bond, Niakwaje. 95% yeni momo muje Franklin Templeton but 5% besi ne yemu nipo fast adept no loan de mai yetua ho interest de ma no every year ni aje billions of cedis, billions of dollars and the yaba be drew samena donku we now we don't feel say besi ameji you know ma me invested sa besi we in sectors ebe wo na matimi de tua ehun si ho Wabetra, Wabeka, oh, now Russia, Ukraine, boom, and now COVID didn't who and now COVID didn't who be Jim, a can't hear about COVID. People should be asking them those questions. And now Russia didn't Ukraine buying a can't hear about Russia, Ukraine. I announce your neck, yen to me service your debt. And my ever quiet to the extent to say, as I say, baby, obisika say when you bottom on your quarter and your catcher and say, Ura for sick and my and you try honka. Sanka we are restructuring here was a debt exchange. And now what another agreement via air bar ordinarily some model no emphasis on so bonny the citizen. Nedin fa so be broma and kin yin ebebo yen sam di amount. You speak for you. But what be catch me say me no what me di sika brew. Abus afibia wo ma me say. Ebra no so say tua me car what di sika nyina be bre me. What's your fear way, dear? Sika necessary the mount say in Sihono, Sikana Memfemount. It's only say. Take a year you crop on our castle. I want Raba. Nissa interest Sabia, Medima 10% and now 8%, you know. Minya, name a member 5-6% and now 4%, half of it. And can one name be mount. And can make a biama because waboye fom and I mean trust ma or mine any day emo but one can share me say I feel with me mouth I feel be bounce so a near say the mammy no so we say no one family name what's yet so boom Misika no so breast so say fast can mammy so we say can some de ma no enu nyina mean say next year eswa me ma 14%
NC for mam
the next year me say ma another 14 and try to assume ma 17 and 15 we ya me sa kum na opese okum so hu nkrofo amode omusika kokot bo aba mbesia no nkwakwarafo ne mrwafo ne wona omuni kunu from saying widows ekunafo ahodo a pia bonten aba bekasa and you know it's not about say ebe affected tight any dey say any onipa no onya no dey bre nyame wanya so on fine ma na mum no ankasa so no obedi nin so and I was even thinking say Christian Council beka say amanfo asetena mu be ye den amom ho be kire omunti no munya rather than some beka say omo tight rather than some beka say omo tight emma eno na mo fa nto nchen ansa because ne eba no eye wudisem na eboboba so some of us have spoken say where you have gotten to and yet about debt exchange. It's not about debt exchange, domestic debt exchange or whatever. Say a buying or debt exchange or ni amanoni for no and now say to send here IMF say omni multilaterals ne kasa say omon cancel ye kano. That is what I want this government to pursue. And only an adia me pesa banwe obeying obehwe no be ye ho adwuma. Enu twam a ansana those who are wetimi appeal say omon fa wo ka enche wo no. Aban fiscal policy. To say budget you or the betu ye ya even say ebo ho do say o ma ye budget akoma contingency vote o ma ye budget akoma flat staffers o ma ko ye budget di akoma cathedral ni ade ni nyina no. Check your expenditure. Identity na won cut you quote according to your size. Mean you abahwe last year aban sika wonya ye nyina enu 100 billion. Your expenditure over 134 billion. Now, so revenue wonya last year nyina enu 100 billion. Identity and a few way o catch Ghana for say over spend 200 billion. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes we trust and want say doesn't make sense at all. Last year sika wonya ye nyina enu 100 billion. Identity now we budget for next year we yan say medi 200 billion. We be who say we responsible. And into one now power and chance or cancel debt in Ukraine. They won't even listen. These are the things the government need to look at. And then we'll look at how you can increase revenue generation. And then as Sikaka Krana will be here, they won't say Kano, will be investing in areas, in sectors are productive. And this Sikabe Brow will be increasing export. Right? What's your budget no more? Debt exchange here, foreign external debt, no. I had somewhere 200 and over billion Ghana cedis no. That's so 300 and over billion Ghana external debt in Nkwano. Near money increasing in Kwa last year in Kwa 93 billion Ghana cedis account because of exchange rate depreciation. It is a way you buy we are competent. You first look at your exchange rate, fix it, and automatically will more than 93 billion reduce on your debt.
Thank you.
Now
very much.
Sustainable.
That's Felix Mante and Oten and Nana.
Yeah, but that's it. Nearly kind. It's your honorable member of parliament, Tema West, Honorable Carlos Ahemkwa, and Tema West MPP. I think the conversation, the debt exchange, this uncommon. Now a two partisan line. Now a stretchy argument. Now one here in we won't arrive at one solution. For me, my personal view, and the view of I think the majority leader and then majority whip is the same. That we think that for domestic debt exchange program next year, and Kaibiti finance for no one can on sign brabi. The crass mawi, makat nenso minwe. Adinti kasa. Currently, obi anim say we ase baby obi ahwo akere no. Ye nyina nso nim say o man nso hia sika kakra no wetimi ade abono. But eno nso nkire say me nana boache me fifiri amakusam. na menya 10,000 Ghana. Say that chi bia no na me de betua member school fees. And na me de to government bonds. Say bia every year bia mfaso ebeba ho no. Me de akotua member school fees. Inti me wo ho nyina ma bra bo na me bo no minim say member school fees there. It is covered because buying bonds is the most secured form of investment. Na fe emra so me may be ko university. Aban say usika no. Interest no me fama. Sika botri na mu nso kura nso a onsanka open ne afiwe mpo a onsanka. Next year kura no so a metika kra na ma. Me man be dey akọ school. We a social problem.
Esa obo me abram so.
Ka obia enye NPP enye NDC. It is a finance minister ne the ministry no betimi a won kọ no sign bra back. So mo betimi mpo a se ne no mo de 11 iba no omo ye road show every city all the regions. Any stakeholders doing komo chire mu ma yete ase ansa no mo de 11 iba no omo the same road show. Go throughout all the regions. Bondholders na wo ho nyina mo ne omo ntena se ne omo ni nkomo. Na muntie yan so ya no disem because obi wo ho a se sa interest yi mo ntua obewu eno na obi di to no BP eduro.
I learned say 77-year-old man be so akon the bank so man ntua man na beka ho.
Yes obi ena ebi mu di to mo BP eduro ena ebi mu di to mo mba school fees eno na obi kura de akoto wo se obaji interest in dia kotua ne rent. It is a one farm no a ye tu no one na yire ne mbo mo kotran. Enti for that conversation with there, I always want us to look at it as citizens first. Because when who say ye nyina ye won as Ghana for ansa na ye kodom any political party. Enti ne ebe kame nua ne de a lot more problems but some be to ye so there. They was set together ye nyina ye gina fako na ye ka kire ye finance minister say we should look elsewhere. And also say bra na ye nyina ye negotiate because untimi sorry apreku pese wa bebo me bosia o ji misika na o de anigye na beje ye wa ji na anigye so a spend na anigye so na mredu na se fa me ne wo kan se o de be ma me no fama me a o si dabi ya nhwe yi a lot of people will go to the court. Some will not even be within our jurisdiction. Ibi mu be court wa man because esla bond ne sa da chin bond most are sold outside this country. Ya nhwe kakre bi a ehun sunsanso no ebe ha nyina ebi asata na ken no grow onye finance minister na ye na ye ba bebre nti for us some of us there enye party asem finance minister must go and come back for debt exchange.
Looking at the posture of heights of that alone an excuse call it.
Well, I seriously think that almost Sambra, maybe a radical Christian. Anything about Christianity and my religion, I'll fight you. But they should have thought of yen timamufono who first. Oka wasem na kase ebe matimamufu abre. Omo dua ni di mu, omo hospital ko mu, omo mahwe mu, omo rent mu. Ye bebre. Timamufu nso bre a. Ebeka sorry. Fasa tangent na. I think that go be a Uber straight say what the offering now Uber nti and are buying suspend there. Then they are not being fair to us as Christians. Inti ebia na mo media phones na man reporting yi. Masesa asem. Because me yes, me mafa na ye mo de no and na mo betu egu abontin. Because me sure say Christian council be sorry abeka say buying suspending because e be affect your tithe any your offering. I'm not sure. Maintain na menye sure nso da sesa na mo kan no media for na mafa na ye mo de na mabatu egu abontin say de be ye ombe broyin Christopher ye yam but minim pa so mo be ka say be matimamufuo mo be kire won na say timamufuo ho kire won timamufuo nya duane ni timamufuo nya sika nto mo duro timamufuo nya sika ntio mo ma school fees a ebe ma won ntimimpo enya asomdue mfa mma sorry enye tight ni offering asem. Because we knew about say pressure also. Now unya sika o rent ye tata o ma school fees ye tata water bill at the fie untimi ntua unya sika nto petra Asorimpo mma wadwim. Unya sumdie nti asorimpo emma wadwim. Nti I think that was what the Christian Council was trying to convey. Ena mo media fui mo tutu asem no mu. Ena ne ye mo de abeto ho se ne mbro asofo ne. Umehwe yi. Esan se krum ha se ye pew. It is religion that has kept this country going. It is our faith that has kept us going. The religion ni krum ha. Sofo ni krum ha. O mutu amanfo fo. E the Bible nsem ka kire amanfo. You sure say nkan niam e be koso no. Kenye ni bi ni.
I was on for 100.9.
Mini e mo so ka se wo mo se. Ena aban kwaji sika na sika de ye aye. Ohun. Ena me say argument de mo de ba. Ye be kire mo ne ye di sika na ye. I don't want us to meddle in then as Sikano Chromoji or Modi and as Sikano invest who are there for so ba. Minuaba. 3 years as in Colanico School Benyan for so this year. There be. Yeah, oh Lord, Quanya, a co area ho. Yeah, asphalt valley, yeah. Now say last time I'm a I also shocks, no, and yeah, asphalt valley, I also own Quine, so I'll manacra ride a bicycle. Oh Lord, Quine, so no, area no. A Quania, yeah, Ufi, a discover. Oh, no, for to Quine so. What? Oh, uncle, not. Oh, uncle, not. We Lashibina. Ya no kwano. What na mama menkasa. No, baby. What na mama menkasa. We ya bebre. Kaswa ekwan ya ekwan ya bebre. It's a kwan na discover. That's yeah, state junction. Come, Sakumona Estate inside. I want Daniel Brochi, Little London.
But on a more serious note.
Yeah, are you telling me, sir? No,
on a more serious note. I am and I appreciate the bond market in Ghana. This market.
You see, you have a sad conversation now. Let us be honest with ourselves. Have that conversation. But who they be frofro? And technical. Hospitals, ambulance, ambulance. All 275 constituencies in Ghana, ambulance.
Argentina won't you
yeah, maximum for
Tasa, yeah, you are Ghana for
hospital says agenda one hospital
baby, I hear me, and make one I say, asphalt.
Let us be honest with ourselves. This is a conversation. Let us have it dispassionately.
Yes.
So when it comes to domestic debt station, some of us, me, even though I am a party, I don't support it because me so be affected. Because me so be sick of bond market.
Maka.
And no be na me so be debate you member school fees. And me may be a school, many problem. Utie near or mind for timamufo na can. We should listen to what the citizens are saying. Until you know there, we want finance ministry to go and come back. One on kono kwan foforo because uka say untua your interest. Now you seek about so over be say na man. Obetua na say na wo pedia. You are not being fair to us. Our finance ministry no 2023 mo budget allocation de ma mo de wo increase no. Na me sika na obeji wo me ho. E de kobo ecosystem your mind no. You are telling me say me their interest no untua you mate. For me sika nso ma me a wo so betua na say na ope.
Technically,
they are not being fair.
Technically,
to us.
I think so. We have to protect this market, bond market. One, ebebua Ghana mine, nebebua Ghana force.
So finance has to go and come back.
It's a very easy
on that
right
domestic
now,
exchange.
Or go or come back.
It's your time or the back.
So, but right now, what's the committee? They are going to work on it. But people are calling and say bondholders should be part of the committee.
Of course, and I'm a count. Send here. Ye be levy or ye road show. I'll visit all the regions. I only Ghana folding come on much. The whole person program be affecting the fabric of our society, the economic activities within the social economic activity within our country. You should also come around in your road shows.
But we're going to send you
discuss all. Of course, I drink the Akufo trim.
No.
So they should the same modus operandi omo de year e-levy no. Omo use the same thing. Na yen shia obia owo kromatima me phone na especially bondholders. Omo market no. Na yen so yen fire no this and two omonim. And then together we can judge and find a solution. But then you say you better sorry no. Na sense on na finance minister nti wa ba can say what can is keke. Nti yen ni so. And the one here we create a demonstration in the finance minister. That one we should be.
Essence of county ordinary party position at really interest.
And yes, we listen to look exactly. We are listening to what the people are saying, and we know that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a listening president. It's Niaki Kenyano. And definitely he would find a way and discuss this thing with the finance minister. Not finance of one. They should go and come back. Because me
read the Christian Council statement in this year. Nowhere in the statement did they say it be affect your tithes. Almost say with the current situation of individual bondholders, pensioners, any other investors, including church members. Or more situation, life conditions, they will advise the finance ministry to hold on and do proper engagement.
Inside Kerry and what do we have? If the NDC is bringing Mahama, then it means they need power, but do not think about the future of Ghana, because what meaningful can he use the 4 years for? This is a question that you and I would have to ponder deeply and conclude that the NDC as a party wants to use Mahama for power. Hence, we must retire Mahama in 2024 to deter them from their selfish interest. Hey, Edio, Adolf Hitler, Medina, JMA, and his NDC don't have anything new for Ghanaians again. We all saw what they did during their term. Honorable Charles Onyanwuntobisio is contesting for a member of parliament for Isikado Ketan constituency. So, what do we do? Enoch Asamanka said, so where are those who shouted for the 4 more? How are they feeling in the system now? You see where you have landed as NPP. Never again. My regards to Mr. Owen Kwame Frempong, aka Darling Boy of Asaman Ese. Piti Brim from Abrewan, BMZ1. Good afternoon. What new thing is Mahama going to bring so we should give power to him? He was the president before we sacked him from the presidency because of his mismanagement and corruption. He doesn't have anything new except the old one, corruption. Greetings to Dr. Alhaji Bawumia, the next president of Ghana. Wafake, New Plan Station, Circle. Now, the biggest problem in Ghana is NDC. Greetings to Mr. Lamte, incoming member of parliament for Medina and Jefferson. Kwame Nasaki, incoming member of parliament for Ablekuma Central. I am Kwabena Freedom, aka Billy Hu Anyako. Good afternoon, Iron Lady. Both NPP and NDC cannot change this country to any better. They are only good for fabrication and lies. Fire burn them. Hey, any asamna I can say. Asamna I too much. Mefa messages no. Esi ha no more answer. Na fe yenko the next one. You better go home komo. National Cathedral and Matters Rising. They say church members are asking their pastors, their reverend ministers who are part of the board to step down because of how things are going. They don't want their image dented and all that. Is that a right call? Me
problem. Nema a cause for my moon has more problem. That comes back to the thinking of the leadership of this country now. I'm not making a catch them for said the quality of the person around the table determine the quality of the organization, and that's what is happening now. They see a Ghana a woman a man can see cathedral. We don't need one person to be added to cathedral, even not to take money from the private person.
Why can't we build a cathedral?
I'm saying that we don't need one person, or we don't need even money from the private person. Economically, even the private investment help the individual. Oh, yeah, we baby peace. I can say yes or as Ghanaians are. Independence Square, International Conference Center. You bet me the Parliament House. That are no cryers.
When you a special call?
What call?
When you anything kakao?
What call?
A special one.
From who?
Huh?
From who?
Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, your president.
It was a wrong call at a wrong time. No, the point is, he need where we can serve God, isn't that? The objective when we are doing so, just
National Cathedral, and yet a sorry quo. There are other things include a can many in I am one.
Yes.
It's in your sorry quo, you other benefits. So, yeah,
that is luxury. We are referring to luxury. But the point is, see a Ghana General says here, Ubinum Cressy Kayadia Bo Man Busia. Who says our market a very good market for our economy. Because your Mako Magana Fuangasa, the woman Sikabesha Mine, they are more interest. They spend the money within the economy. I bet you this country will be one of the top countries in this country, in this even in the sub-Saharan Africa in the world. Because people have money to spend. Obenyesika toka papa them. Obenyesika aye ni opesoye. At this time, I want you to sound professor who see cathedral. Yes, Renu. The thinking was bad. And most of the thinking of this man was bad. Economically, it does not make sense. I'm sorry to use that word. This is my imagine some person make a insult. Economically, it's bad. It's unproductive. At this critical time, what we need is to fix all our roads. What we need is to fix all our schools. What we need is to fix the economy, empower, give incentives to businesses. You see, we give incentives to business and confer per se yedumano. Yamanu for US. They did not ask. The president of US has already promised them, if you want to build your new home, this is how much we are going to give it to you. This is what we want to see. Like after COVID, we give incentive to business to grow. The private sector, we want them to bring cathedral. We empower them to set up their business to create employment. We want you are not the one. Create the noble environment. But you are not doing same. What did you what is 30% increase of electricity about? 30% increase of water bills.
Oh, 28.96 or so.
What do you about?
And 8.8.
No, and 8.30. Go back. It's in my phone. 30%.
30.
I mean, I make a joke. 30%.
Oh,
you see, you have increased VAT.
Water.
You have increased VAT. You know what tax does? He takes the money from the people to have little to spend. The economic growth when the people have money to spend. They need interest to spend. You take that money. Look, this man is bringing the economy to a halt. When there's no money to spend in the economy, the economy comes to a halt.
So Evan say, in this, as we sit here,
yes,
as say, you form a committee or whatever, no, a dear pan as an opposition member,
yes,
who best suggest the Ache government say, do 1, 2, 3, ABCD to revive the economy.
May say 1,000 staff is on to us on for 300. 3 billion or they call plaster house on for on chemu say 3 on for bakonko. 1.5 billion or they call rebuilding of International Conference Center. Is to stop it and not suspension. Stop it. He can refurbish it. He can refurbish it. I see him giving more contract for people to do design because that guy is getting money. Refurbish the International Conference Center if you want to do same. Rather than pulling it down and building it again. Stop the cathedral entirely. When we want to serve God, we can go to other churches like Paris Domos and then we can go to these churches and worship God. There are so many tourist attraction centers that we can improve without spending so much money to build that one. We have spent over $1 million even this year. We want to send 800 million to that cathedral. Yet nothing has been done. Ghana is not broke, but it's the managers who are trying to broke the economy. That's my recommendation. Messi should reduce the staffers to 300 instead of 1,000. The 3 billion
all staffers near 1,000.
Over 1,000 staffers.
And our president.
Yes.
Jubilee House.
Yes. You can check.
Wow.
You can check.
I think sir, Nana
he will confirm to you. I know he's not lying. He's being a patriotic today. He will confirm to you. He can check ministers. Minister of Trading, 2 deputies. What about head of departments? Upon all the 2 deputies, Bakuna resign. What's our point for? You see, the thinking is too bad. Unlike Mr. Kenoforata approach and other things. But look at it. At this critical moment, and Professor Muyunu, you voted 1.5 billion for contingency vote. Sassika near the high print. You jaro one from Muno. Sassikano. Sassika near the code Dubai Kedi holidays. Sassikano. No be a watcher. Will you vote a billion? A billion Ghana cedis. In all currencies, about trillion. Say, you have got to contingency fund. Now, me person me jara na makafe biako. Me one for 800 million and from cathedral. Obi an watcher no. Will you do that? You see, so the problem is the persons who manage this economy, and they have to be changed. Somebody was talking about NDC bringing President Mahama is wrong. I'm telling you, President Mahama is more competent than any other existing leader today, and there are proven evidence for that effect. How much did he borrow, and what are the evidence to that effect? How much did he borrow? He's a very committed, decent young man to run this economy.
A young man, sir.
A nice man in that effect. To lead this country. And you don't say that. What's all the give me a break.
Meda sipi abusuafo ni awoti ye Evans Amo NDC a part of the NDC communications team Mamenko Felix Mante so PPP director of communications Felix National Cathedral no church members are asking their pastors who are on the board to resign before things get out of hand.
Yeah, unim said the NTA church members and they requested say pastors in free board no so no. Because of assembly Paul e catch Timothy. Say ojuma ni bia wa fanya me ojuma say oye and say a bishop should be of a worthy person. Ni ayinya ne ho asem enka. So ubi fa osom adwuma no afa adwuma pa nanso no conditions e wo ho ese wo ye obi a yenya wo ho asem eka me oyire ba ko ni aka so ko tira me kan am 1998 ni efe amasori penny wo Church of Pentecost
and do a Pentecost because I have seen a Pentecost church member or no ankasa Ajina or Church of Pentecost for anemu actual letter Ediakoma professor Opokunyina ese betumi anka onsi for munyina mo support that call
make me individual mind me nkasa sorry ni nyina support asa wo ye obi a onim apostle professor Opokunyina senia osi ye na dwuma efa na wo hwe emudi a wanya fribra obeye Pentecost sofo ebeda sore na no dia ene in one breath wo hwe senia insem APP efa cathedral ne ho no na da
ode na no
ebedwaso no anu no na insem bi sa APP ne de obi abe ka kire se obi biero obi make sa call onye from soil because at the end of the day no anhwa na obi akoka asem bi a ebe fa no bia na onim ho hwe enso so ebi aye koka yi onim ho hwe but yes ye kekafu ani ye kekama adampan wona wo de kuo na no na wo hwe the way a kuo no mpanyimfo bi a ewo ho etwetwe om ho afiri kuo ni nyinaa amu na wo hwe se eniema na nkese da edwama manfote ade na se eyie amedadwa sa ade ene nka obi etufo se opanyin udimu ode wo ho men transema sebe sebe manu sisim na so kraman entafrewa no
in this professor Opokunyina onim ne wo cathedral no
it's not
ono so bompa ye because e bia position ye de man nya say ye de man na no di meka ekoso mu ono so endim Nia mampanyi eye emfaso a
no interjection.
Enti no so because ka we no say enya papa ene bia kululu wo mu aka nobody would even say
Iron Lady
ono ankasa out of his own free will
obetimi a resign Iron Lady
yes
me wonso kan no pado
so kwadi ansem ni twen edru so anu aka scripture
me nuaba I am not against building a house of God. Christo ni bia o ye Christo ni mapa. Ebe ka kire wo pen se nyamya sori dan pa de. Ikuram. Efuaso. Me hwe se ye be den. Ye be si. Na ye na konanim san se e kanyame adwumaye no. Eho. Dano na me ni obi enya ho encounter wo social media me handle na o ka kire me say o enyame ti nipa ko na me say no yes enyame ti nipa ko me Bible say mon kasem no emfa nkire na se omo gidi wi a mon kire kire wo na mon kire kire wo no fo say himfa ne yenhia ne emfa nkire kire wo yenkohia wo nipa ne fie ne nkire kire no ana se den enti si nya one place and ye the buyer setena mu wo Ghana house so a as a Christo for a year Ghana nyina yenya one worship center a symbol of unity a enkyere se Christopher yemu acheche na nke nyina betumi asom ni aso yesom e wo hɔ a me fo aso because it's a demonstration of our unity in the body of Christ nti nkeye nanso asori fia yesi no na ehun nsem ede be gu nipa hu fi because of obi no ill conceived mind that odi ababe kan ekuo no ho.
Why ill conceived?
Well, one of the ill conceived ideas it's not well thought through the cathedral. It was not well thought through. It's not evil. The cathedral is not evil, but okwanya ya faso ayeye no ayema na yebone.
Mampanyi de no be shemu na amana yebone ana se de na amana yebone.
Me ba ho. Me be chirem. Me come me submission on this cathedral thing on the principle of when, where, who, where, and what principle. Thank you. The best cathedral way. Idea no buy me one or two examples of projects I or my way more. Minuaba a hooker a major projects, but a hooker in Musa Cathedral. A typical example, a Flagstaff House. How much did it cost that? 2008, 2007, 2008. How much did it cost us? 35,000 to 50, 35 million to $50 million. And also, the idea to buy a national monument like the Jubilee House. And you're gonna see this year. Because it was correctly thought through, well designed, well promoted, yenya ubi mane yeden sponsor. Ama yenya ho asem.
Kasana nka wose ye we cathedral no.
Another example. George Bush Highway. George Bush Highway. Yenya a huge amount of money yedi national projects are different. Ema ye pone ho kakra bi say yemfa nye George Bush Highway. Hwe project kakraka we da we ho fa so a e de bra oman no. Enyo oman kapre, enyo oman simple. Because the context of who was leading it was appropriate. The concept of when it should be done, these two projects were appropriate. A brand necessary a general any nipa necessary or yadiano or gen within the context a dim faso a bia begia to me say it is well thought through. The context of where it should be done were all appropriate. Yanhwe ta yen project ya ye ho adwume. So far when the principle of when it is being done totally wrong. Obi biara odwene ho kwachiri. Niamam ade ne ye mfomso na me kire you. Anka ade na nkasa nye bone enya mfomso bia, but ne ayama na ayam mfomso ade. Na me kire you. When the project is being done, abra ye pese ye yesa cathedral yin ho adwume. Obi an kan say, oh, it's the best period for us to have it. No nkyere me the principle and as the basic ideas into all catch me say, sabre the best period, the best time. As I say, you see idea your friend cathedral. Meanwhile, you hear cathedral too as a symbol of unity for the Christian faith. Sabre yemre papa. Iron lady. Sabre yemre papa. Every way I am supposed to go. Sabre way I say obi a born besia yen sika from man. Yen sika from man. Sabre yen na Jesus said Russia Ukraine COVID-19 ama COVID crop brass crop yetua COVID levy. Man sa jai time now bobo na me nyanka sa nwie fe san mesi kwam kura. Me nzi from ye nyam sa. Me wo hwen so. Me ma hu. Maba how? Maba where? Mami nko wo de sabre no. So bi abaka chem sabre yemre pa. Ne nipa no ompega na yie. It is obe yade biara nka yade papa sabre mu a. Wa made na dane bone ya moman no. Eni ntina nkrofo ka ho asem. So uhwe, where are we doing the project? Mini aba. So akwa US pen. No study the US principle ni ade a eye symbol kakra gina ho ma om ni om governance ni om development ho a. Om adan om asisi eye national structures. I see national monuments in Krampon. A castle assembly a chair on governance. So share the US Capitol. We share White House. Now share Supreme Court. The positions alone, baby, location in Kwasa trade such as in Kwakrapono is a symbol of something for the US government. No. Just take these 3 or 4 major churches or monuments. What does it say? Disorganized society. Is that not what it tells you? Maybe a first half war. Maybe a Supreme Court war. Maybe a Parliament House war. Now maybe a Kwakusi Cathedral. Does it say anything to you? Abba. If it is well thought through, the location alone should communicate something to the state or about the nation Ghana. The location alone. Now the Koko set Parliament House as ya. What are you doing? Abba. It should leave the vicinity. It should leave the vicinity. Where you wanted to site the project itself. We already had projects already there. And yet a several of mine. So where was wrong? Attend the project to be wrong. Make the last one a season. Who last one? Who should have done the project? And Kamini Nanado. The idea was brilliant. Omampeni Kufonya idea of building Jubilee House. Plus of us changing the Jubilee House. And we said no, me and family kanye. He worked tirelessly. It's not, forget about agitation. At the end of the day, you're gonna seek. So we all spoke for it. We yank from mo promote. E mane boa ma omo agitate ye ne kakrebi. Nti omo support ye ne dos sen won agitate ye. At the end of the day, you won. Ebra Nehemiah ekwakosi Jerusalem war. Won agitate ye ne wo ye kakrebi. Won support ye ne ye more. So at the end of the day, he won. Now you are going to build a project. Not project, you know. When they agitated does sing. when I support her, do you even promote it? Now we say we lay foundation in the ma. Sell the idea to the Christian community. And I will still blame the Christian community for failing to make sure say one build this project. And it's who never the church should take hold of this whole project and build it. Oh, that's all for the anka or my nisi anka you can say David J and yanka sorry ne choose you. Contractors say what project in Hunino. Business trustee no man select one. Let's ask it. So that is where if people ask say, oh, a certain penny for a motiti adiano sono. It tells you say they meant well because at the end of the day, is that fair?
Say, I was young for Felix Mante and Oten and PPP Director of Communications. I'm watching.
Yo, Midas Miniaba, near Dikain. Me start a conversation where I believe in 3 principles. 1. Creation is supernatural. So I believe that there's a supernatural being. Number 2, I was born a Ghanaian. My woman, you want me to Ghana. The 3rd one is my religion. As young as I was, you make a basha, sorry, them you kobo mesu. So I'm a Christian. So these 3 things, foundations. Christo ni papa biya. Christo ni papa biya. I'll make a set here. Christo. Thank you. Now, I am one who said, "Ne, minyanity." I said, Jubilee House. And one bam faswa was so. Okay, agitation. MPP ni President Kufuor Banya. And no cranty. And this vote I say, "Yam tuwa bentiain." It's a wrong timing. We don't have money. Obi ayako hipikaba. And then udi wenye sika. Udi kosi Jubilee House. And na Indian phone kama mufasika nemba. Tried everything possible. Senka project na nkoso. But ende, won't say a project, Papa meboa. We are not being honest to ourselves as a country. And ya sorry dying yesi ho. It's a national monument. And then you say ye kwa kekenia kosumu. We are showing the world and Christ the symbol. Ghana is a Christian nation. You cannot run away from that. Now, monument na yesi no. You be a Bible museum where we would have the first Bible that came to Africa. Do you know the people that would travel from far and near to come and have a look at it? There will be an early. You see, I said the first that came to Africa. You see, you are even wrong. You don't even. Excuse me. Young Ghana, Krumha, how traditional worship even began. There will be a museum there for that. How Christianity started in Ghana, there will be a museum there in the
all inside the
so
country.
It is not say you see idea say you bought apata say a Christopher mumbra na mumbeso. So if you don't really understand it, you ask for questions. And I don't have any problem on obi ebusa hu nsem so na cathedral na cry e den. Ba me see Christo ni papa bia obeka say Erade asori fie na yesi no. Ehun hia no. Onye Christo ni papa. Now, 2, see the location. It is the perfect location for the cathedral. It is next to the parliament, the lawmaking unit of this country. Until at least drive to parliament now you're Christonia. Nyamisro say, hey, Nyamifie wa until command me kodi wa parliament house no. Be careful. It is also next to our ministries, departments, and agencies where decisions that affect Ghana are being taken.
It's not me for Greater Accra, Central of Accra, you know. Now, government in your baby for Bia say obe condemn well-built structure.
What was built there? What was built there?
Yes, judge's apartment.
What was? Hello. What was built there?
National. You can say
See,
scholarship secretary.
Some of the times the argument.
Passport office.
Do you think that government did not do cost benefit analysis?
Private companies.
Now, are you telling me say I buying one year cost benefit analysis?
Because right now, no.
Do you think government did not do cost benefit analysis?
Yes,
they didn't do it and just woke up and decided to say you go see what happened. You don't do that.
What cost benefit? Because mebao at the end of more cost benefit than see a new land, new site. You clear the
are you telling me government did not do that?
Yes. There's some tractor. I'm an abe before.
You walk here there and see what. You see, argument. Thank you. So me, I was driving through that place every time. 1 unit, no AC 2 acres. That's not true. So what are you telling me? The
judges are there. Bubis good and there.
And then is you na make catch on. And then is you the cantonment there. Over here 1 unit, maybe a 1 acre.
Obviously 6-story buildings. You want to see why?
See, let sensationalization. Jubilee House. Mu media for ya ni NDC for. And who here? And this is Mukabi send the modern Samu share software. Send me a modern Samu share software. And me ya send me a what here. What you say share software? What you say
time workers agitation say omo pay ni. I went there to cover it. At that time I was working.
Me see what you say a software say Ebeka.
No Christian is against it, but looking at our condition, economic conditions now, no, is it necessary? Is it worth
that
it?
That opinion, no. And I make sure I say at the time we were putting up the Jubilee House, the same media people, including NDC people, said our economic condition. Would you let me talk? Our economic condition was not prudent. But then when we put it up today, you are telling me it was the best project ever to have been done. So what you say? So let us not condemn. Take your elsewhere. Muka say mo de be kukobu. So how na mo try? I open na yesi mu pie na mo pese mo kono. Mo se sa TV. Mo se sa TV ni ade abubo nyina dwane ye. What are people talking about? How na mo se sa TV. Anyem pono na mo se sa TV ho na mo di dwane ye no. Who is that TV? Let us not talk about the prudency now, or is it better? Are you telling me today, just this morning, America, they've hit the ceiling of all their debt. Almost they cut 31 trillion. Take your time. Now Ghana wants to your wealth. Ghana soon your wealth. Ghana only your wealth.
Your debt is about more than 100%.
You see, one kasa what kasa? You just wake up.
Why are you 100% your wealth? Why are you? What's up?
Even though they risk defaulting on all their debt. Today, their Senate has to go and meet and find a way and increase on borrowing. It is what are you talking about? It is a yes or man. Mine is your problem. You see, if that is what is going to happen in this studio, then nobody will talk. Because when everybody starts talking, I will interject. And the first 10 minutes, my interjecting into the next 10 minutes, nobody will talk in this studio. I also do same. So what are you people talking about?
You can't intimidate anybody.
You can also intimidate anybody here. What are you talking about? I just will be on studio. You see? Thank you. I took my time to because I'm a gentleman. MP before we are always very firm, very truthful with our analysis. Mama chiro adia ohun akohia minu emu de omokeka. You see, if we go on like this as a country, yenko bebia.
I do my microphone.
Yenko bebia because NDC as a party is not an option. Now let's look at Cathedral. Cathedral, they ain't in a PCC Cathedral. You are telling me say I saw man say almost churches no almost a software no more trustee board no so no one more reason I sorry my bang Wako find out baby say party burn or dom. It is the end. You see, the conversation that is happening now, no, instead of saying the national interest, no, we are looking at it from the political point of view. Hello. So that is what I expected you to do. Say, at the time, did we need the Jubilee House? You said no. What am I saying? This objection is there. Ubenya ni debia. A man na David person sinyamia sorry fie. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's in the Bible. Nehemiah so try so besi a wall over Jerusalem. You got it. And it's the same. It is the same objections that the man anointed by God Nanado Danko Kufuado. Or person sinyami fia. One Pharisee for no NDC for no one sorry it ya. It's me Nana Boache nyame wan. Because our Bible is pain. Say Emra Nehemiah ka say wo besi wo Jerusalem no. One NDC for at the time I know more Bible mu no. NDC for no. Omu ko try as much as they can so be convincing Crawford and mobilizing Crawford to oppose Adiana na David yen. Nti nyame nwanwa say Nana Adodankwa epeso Adodankwa Gufaro peso osi a national monument like the cathedral which is not only say ye kwakoya sorry wom eno ma kire oniema ebe wo mu no which would even attract investors and tourists into this country. Yenyina yeti kroma yehu say Ghana has become the destination for a lot of the African Americans around the world. Inti say Nana Adodankwa ewonya sani swadi hu say if we are to build a national monument like the cathedral and within the cathedral yebenya the Bible museum, the traditional museum, how the Christianity how it began in Ghana museum. Nasa interacting Crawford Momaba. No maba. Do you know the benefit of mine yebenya wo? The same way now. You see the National Theatre. We have people that objected to it. Today, that are benefiting and has it paid for itself? The same way, NAAC in the International Conference Center, we had objections. You see, at every point in time, you would go, you would have objections. But the point is, emphaswana ebeba hono. Ebema emphaswana. No objective. I mean, more historical antecedents. The same way send your more objective Jubilee House and then music Jubilee House papa no and the answer more objective
but your woman in casa mesemo
ma unu aba and them says show no ebepon because me mo nkasa
paso ma nana
now me nuan so kasa no metin say or make an allusion say Jubilee House. I don't know.
Kasa. Me na make keep me time. Enti me make us where we are.
More conversation. We should be civil. We should be civil. We should be civil about it. It should be civil. Now, this conversation about the presidential staffers, then 1,500.
Reducing government expenditure.
That one, nobody has any question about it. We believe as a party and as a nation, say, ultimate government expenditure, but we are forgetting, say, and then Ghana, but organized labor and government has gone into an agreement and pay salaries are being increased by 30%. Should we also tell organized labor, say, Ghana buying Nisika into increment? Are we to tell, yes, if by that analogy, should government tell organized labor, say, ye Nisika into ye Nisika into ya, so mo salary increment na mo pene, ye nyana? We should always try to situate argument, in its perspective. It doesn't matter, say, Aba Nisika ni bi ohana eni ho, but ye nimso say organized labor adwumafo so ho kire om. Ye nimso say economic condition nti o say etimi cushion om kakra, o say etimi to market om kakra. Nti aba ni om ko into a negotiation. For the first time, what is the increase salary by 30%? It's the highest.
It's a more equal nephew.
It's the now what say when they introduce cola, o ka say ye free as if say ye beto ye na be. We introduce the cola. Yen ye di cola bag, yen ye di bag and ye di increment. Thank you. Yen ye introduce cola. And I'm OGG and I'm ONG and ye di increment. I say I'm beka ho amamo. Eti kamonka say okay, organized labor. He say Ghana needs ka salary increment no yenye. But aban or drain the man for him. Even those he can't be ni ho no. You see was see a pe. Ni di tua Ghana for adwuma for. Na at least omokomu hen. So
NSC for mama.
Afen amefro. Me see from akon.
You started talking.
Then number 2, let me also correct them. Say, presidential staffers. What are they talking about? Do they take into consideration the civil servants that are on secondment at the presidential Jubilee House? Which includes the local government service, security agencies? They are not part when. So let us not try and throw dust into the eyes of the public. Your conversation, national argument, political elements in free, discussing issues, as it is. The National Cathedral is the best thing to ever happen to Ghana. And I will support it any day, any time. Christopher, yensu ye no ni ebetimi a kire say Ghana e Christopher man, ye National Cathedral no. It is not a place only for worship. Say yenko som nyame ana yenko asori keke. Because asori in the I think say we have a lot of other denominations obi abeko na asori. But what comes with it? The monuments, the museums that are within the National Cathedral na ebe attract tourists among abaho no yenya ho mfaso no. That is what we should be talking about. Enti opese e kire say America dike enti omo ma donor support omo de ma other countries no omo nyana. They still give money. America can say okay, my national debt is about 31 trillion. Enti any support me de koma Ghana for support me de ko Haiti, support me de ko Sudan, me twem. That is not how government is run. Enti ka Ghana nana don so mbeka say there be teachers and nurses. Mesre mo Ghana ye niska mo amu say iske bi eni ho enti mu salary no so ye ntimi increase enti nia moje no mo nye ne saa. Is that what you were expecting us to do?
Better say I was here for 800.9 and I was so egua otie no.
Just a minute. You misinterpret the scripture Sambalat ni Tobiah, which is not right in our interpretation. Sambalat ni Tobiah, they rather mocked Nehemiah. They didn't prevent him. They were only mocking him. Say, oh, you
are mocking us. You are mocking Anado. You are galvanizing support. That is what they were doing. They were mocking and galvanizing support.
So whenever anybody is trying to interpret that scripture, Nehemiah chapter 4. We say cathedral will be any who fell.
Nanya fell now.
No, what can you say? Nanya
fell now.
Tieni pa. MPP for who say be the one who fell. Only I can say. Adi ye ade pa. Nanso no baby a wo ye no one enye. Nipa omudi animu eme ye ade no bra ye no. Emwaye ntin yenye ni ebia another time
kase emwa kama ho
ye say because of this situations are woman nti another revelations are baba keka ho kra ye senia obi o board no so a ne ho nsem abayen wonwunan egu ho enti ye hwe ne yenka ne yenso enho transparency menyini say Nehemiah AC Jerusalem wall no he went Jeremiah was in the kingdom. He was only a soldier. Nehemiah was a soldier. And we call or he was say, Mami Quine, Namin Concosi, a radi, a day, if you know, a hoban. And now, of course, say, Mumma say, anything can make us say, Nana in your idea, no, throw it to the church. Do it. And Casorin Bay,
that was the
and Nania was insanity.
Because government, seed fund or something, seed money to begin.
Missy,
and on mass, I say, to start with, and at the rest, no,
Nania was insanity. What is and a son on me? What is happening? Is that how it is? So don't let us argue and trim content. The question is, near Kosi, Okase, one son and net, son, that's not how it is. That's not how it is. Actually, me say, Professor Opokunina, one woman and nam and Omako Pom sponsorship no more year or Masore dine. Obi Bekasa. Obian Kasa. fine president ɛsesa ɔman ne bɛm ɛna wo yɛ ne transparent mo bia hu sɛ ɔman no ɛboa obi bɛkasa obi ɛnkasa two hwɛ na mede Flagstaff as an example no 35 to 50 million dollars in the year since ye amna keka yetu yaboka 50 million dollars does it jail and no nkrofo ka ho asam and no nkrofo say no sit back assess the situation na hu say ade a wo ye no ye beka ho asam na ye ka ho asam so a nyame fie ye ngu hu fisa amu obia e ho sunsun so beba so enti ne wo di jai ohin foforo ba no aba be hwekwan obefa so obeye den obeye no na aboa oh NDC MPP Who catch a Ghana for nyina say 2024 back to ayeba beto no about who cares for the Ghanaian enyanu to hunu bako enyanu to hunu nia oh ukra na kan asa na obeka kire say MPP ba on chance on beto aba catch on some corrupt MDC ba some beto aba catch on some corrupt Progressive People's Party
party no plan people we say mo ya nchimpo amaye
no na ebebu mai
oh say we Progressive People's Party no omo enough for na NDC for omo ni plan
abla yo 2016
messages now for young call the last one on our Yemfa and Commander Emre. Yeah, Oga William Carrier tell the NDC man to stop ranting. What competence did President Mahama and his NDC party displayed when Ghanaians gave them 8 years term of office? Absolutely nothing. So they should spare our ears and stop the unnecessary propaganda and the mischief. No matter what, we will build a cathedral for God's sake. Greetings to Shelley Mamitiwa, Deputy CEO of Minerals Commission. Afe Mystic wonder inside in Soma Dredge. Ghana is in this precarious economic situation because of the reckless borrowing, elephant size of government, and unprecedented corruption by Nanado Dr. BIAMAH government. This government has lost its credibility and the future is indeed pregnant. Never again to these nation wreckers. Mukaila Jonas. The NDC must be the last group of people to comment on the debt restructuring. And John Mahama, his appointee as the CEO of Venture Capital, is facing theft and misapplication of state funds in court. His appointee again, Mr. Atuesian, is facing same in court under Mahama. Banks were crippling to the point that depositors were beaten anytime they went for their money. Teachers were paid just 3 months' salaries out of the over 3 years of work done. Now in NPP, nothing of the sort is happening. We are rather open to the bondholders. NDC needs to apologize to Ghanaians. Okay. And also, NDC Dumso can never do even free SHS for us. Let's say something to them. Regards to Honorable Valentino Ninoy, incoming MP for Kole Klote, Ko-Mensa, Pilatu, and Odiwenam. Honorable Okwejato should note the matter is before Shraj. So he should stop discussing the merits of the case in the media. Enough of the character assassination. But just do park achim assume and odi way if a buy. My mention Facebook Live and so na me fa kakra enso so. Na Facebook mu MC Yao Preko and odi way abano say good afternoon. My regards to the best minister in the agricultural sector since 1992, Dr. Dr. Friye, the incoming president of Ghana in 2025. Dr. Friye stands tall among all the potential people who have shown interest in the new patriotic party flag bearership position. Let's all endorse him to lead NPP in 2024. Eti ya preko odi ya bano. MC ya preko senso mark ya preko odi aba. Hagan entry was say from Professor Hagan, constituency communication officer for German South. Have we forgotten what late President Rawlings did to some pastors and religious leaders in this country? What they are doing to Reverend Kusi Boateng is not new. It is the NDC's, it's in the NDC's DNA. If you want to go to heaven, don't vote for NDC. Hey, BIAMAH, the NDC man and the other guy want to turn the show to Gwagwani. I said never. Oga Willie, and also BMC, all the allegations leveled against Reverend Kusi Boateng by the Norton MP Honorable Kujetua Blacko are false, propaganda and mischief just to win political points. There has never been any criminal intent committed in his dealings with the National Cathedral. Greetings to Shelley MAAME Tiwa. Okay. Altruist Nana Kwesia Piasechi. And also President Akufo-Addo can overreact Finance Minister and Gabi Ochedako. Well done, oh, well done. Thank you for collapsing Ghana. For more for Nana. Taste the food you cooked in 2020. If it's sweeter, you go know. Godwin Dankwa and also Mami BIAMAH is your sign name AKWAFO or AKWAFO. You might met you later. Comensa Pillar 2 and this is okay, and I think I've read that one. Musa Abattoir, it's only a scammer who will take your money deliberately and decide how and when to use it. That's exactly what President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia's government are doing to the domestic bondholders. A 677-year-old man, Peter Kojo Nyasepe, who sold his 2 houses to invest in government bonds, had this to say: on the 22nd January, I will go to the GCB to receive my coupon. I won't leave the bank till I get my bond returns. He vowed. God save Ghana. Joseph Echan, no say Ablakwa, shame on you. What forces of evils deleted your post? Sure, you can repost again. You haven't seen anything yet. Don't play with God. And I also saw Abba. Last on the leg, NPP regional, and then one of my days here. Also, as NPP regional chairman, and I almost call it for early Congress, so that we elect more parliamentary candidates and then your presidential candidate. We are marketing well at only ye the actual Ghana for and no, it me a bit me abwamo. You think, sir, and the early Congress a bebuamo the party.
Okay, me say I think say conversation way me there start to kind.
Okay.
Because one who say the national party the code of conduct be by, and Akwaye say one way or the other obia breaking in kakran, and you cannot enforce that code of conduct on all your party members because you can't enforce when you be all party and be free. To bring certain sanity and peace within the party, Yanko Congress in them. If we are whatever problems and I say maintain me want to be a bebano, ne yenya dajin mre, ne they are solving. Because after competition, there's always cooperation. Say yanya nintem na yetwe me chebibrea. Time a ebedi e beka say de keka ye ho abom ne kofi ye ama ani anye ho ye beka kan bom no. Na time ko. Afin so the opposition party are in a call about 2024 no or a diabolic or no pen a party a work room or propaganda secretary or a very very diabolic and then we trim na say kruma is starting a propaganda secretary and then but still omu ni any omu a propaganda base enti say ya nyi ye leader intem ni ye MPs no intem not together yan starting on anye djuma amachi NDC akohwie ombedi na yan fa no kre na nto ama Ghana fo hu a ebedu time a ye be ye de na wie se ye ba onto the voter market no no ma say no ba ku bie mu so as party no the National Council agitum abebo ye nyina ne say nka yenye both the presidential and parliamentary together inti wo yi o parliamentary candidate no na we you presidential candidate together ye wie inti ye ko akọ market yo ma ye market yo mu nyina bom na emomu ko you parliamentary candidate first na ono nko an na enam ye ono nko an campaign because unyan you presidential candidate ono nko abenam a time obe you presidential candidate we afi na obesen akọ back ko ye campaign ama ne presidential candidate eno so ebe ma ya bremo enti the National Council beti ase a yen tu nimienu nyina the same day eno no ehunu bi enim wetimi waka mi bi amba sikase bi amba because ye ni nyina one venue te ye baako na echiri esan be ye baako a ye esan the additional cost because say ye use venue a ye rent venue ye be ye no ye be san employ EC fo a mo ba be hwe so enu so siketua na but see tua sa sika ni nyina baako a EC ba say EC adwumafo ba be adwuma na ye 10 na na beto e be hwe adwuma ni nyina so the same day since say wo be ye baako wie no wasan akwakoye baako enti ende adisrede na ye national council say won hwe san say mienu we nyina yi pa na enimu ya won set timelines no na kuju nam ha ama nam ha as we a campaign kakra na we campaign kakra na ebusa we say na entia code of conduct no which one hwe ya nyina as a party ebedi yenya enti no de mefoa ye regional chairpersons ni nyina so say we believe that say yetimi ye ntema ebeboa ye nyina na yebewie no na honorable Alan Kojo Chemating etimi to fraka ebedi party nanim na yede akoshia eye NDC propaganda party no na yakoye ni
well make us MPP for no manyo PPP mbaka bi
Mame
yes
that's 2024 election see at 12 dada ya to no last week
and ho any win
MPP alusu
and ho any win here na mo police station executive mo police station executive police station pomo executive
no he's abusing the
executive
na dio ye na fa ade tell say who kese to be part
mo constituency executive 275 constituencies mo constituency
obeti ya get salary na tie ni waka
na bi na mo ko
election agura ye kwa negative 55
and na mo da he yeah PPP
yeah we need to hands down
I dey answer grab
we market on the wall
okay bi adi woni
Mame
hu na sere
Mame 2024 election
hu na sere
when him say Progressive People's Party ne be win 2024 election
why na mo dey win
Progressive People's Party
why na mo dey win
ejuru how be hu
endumi ba
ya presidential candidate who na obeto amano
police station executive assembly election pomenya sure say makobi win da
o de Mame mani nkonkoda no fa 7 in sanction ne baby obenya ne ma ne
Johnson Mensa Nana I'll say good afternoon Mami BIAMAH. I have serious problem with NPP communicators. Why am I saying this? I'm shocked hearing this gentleman making such outrageous judgment about who is a good Christian. First of all, why black man like him so proud of being a Christian? Please ask him. Is he proud of Church of England invested massively in slave trade? Has he read the history of Church of England and its founder? I'm ashamed of a black man called himself I'm a proud Christian. I'm not surprised and never blame him because he's an NPP communicator.
Well, I don't blame him for also being a voodooist and a traditionalist. Religion is choice.
It's by choice.
It's by choice. So if he decides to be Kweku Bonsama, if he decides to be Kweku Bonsam's follower and worshipper, so be it.
That's your choice.
But for me, I'm a Christian. So let him be the Kweku Bonsam that he chooses to be, and let me be my Christian I choose to be.
Maybe a quick round up. It'll be a final round.
Me come as a woman man can also quick. Now me kasa work me kasa na baby.
End it for me. Your last submission. Crack. Then we move.
Nyempesa mechanic say
2 minutes.
Yura Kenofuriata can have any alternative approach. The whole thing made me who say I was trying to go through my books. I will see why these things. They want to create a physical space. From one yes, sir, they will not have dollars to import essential goods like medicine or and other things. Now, IMF also will not also give you the money if you don't have a space. And they want to create a physical space. But Mrs. said they should cut expenditure. Now, munya sankophobia. Odini sika. Odini sika abeshe a bond marketer. I mean, I like the bond market. You see, I am fair. Now, I am happy Ghanaians has gone into that venture. we should encourage Ghanaians to do same. Now you are Oforiata to buy back those more mature ones so that he can have a space to reinvest in whatever monies that he needs from the IMF. But the approach there is very, very, very bad. It's hurting. And it will affect the economy generally. At the time you are taking people's money, you introduce a new taxes into the system. A brand of Fusika, a bros of Fire Jumano. Or Geno, as what the 30% increment of electricity, or the increment of VAT, but this year, VAT increment, way increment. What kind of economy are we building?
That's it.
Mami, when him say Progressive People's Party, and the various grassroots elections. The day before the end of this first quarter, until by the middle of the year, now flag bearer, now you go to the election. Wouldn't say Ghana decided that because the two have disappointed everybody. But then you know so now.
Exactly.
And we haven't disappointed.
Oh, stop the interjection. And yet force to say all the minority parties. So him say for me alliance. Where you are away.
You have started talking about.
You have
minorities. More for me alliance.
You're a great alliance.
First time I'm hearing this.
Oh really? And then you have not been following. Oh yes. Peace FM online could a lot of your national chairman statements on that alliance.
Who was and Kabomuni unity? No,
we
come together.
Yes.
Wow.
To form that the strongest alliance ever Ghana will ever witness. Wow. Yeah, they go to the 2024 elections. Just say. They are all crying. The fear.
Momo de who
at all so no. And then mama yes. The two parties. And must mean kasem you then finally after say my Progressive People's Party and other parties we want Ura Ken Oforiata to go.
Resign.
Yes,
at this resign.
Time. What time?
Come and solve the mess.
Uncle, what they were creating my and yet uncle. Uncle, just he should go. Now, yenya at least say be our MPP are buying and another are buying benya some little iota of a yikakra. Natimia buao. Msene beya because Ghana fo bufu efu wono. Enemies o ma kritia mom hono. Minua nanati hey. Wo sit trotro me nti o mo fa trotro.
No mo ye de.
Homo fa trotro.
Homo fa trotro de na be o.
Bua ye bebu wo mo mu no.
Homo fa trotro.
Wo fa trotro so okotremu a wakotremu din.
Na ho ye trotro mo kasa.
Say wo ko trotro na wonnim na ko bo MPP aban so wo trotro. Bua ye bebu wo trotro no mu no. Wakasa wo benu hu say wo ko bo party aban we so e wa na party ni din. E wo trotro kai. Enu nti no omo mfa. Because of the hardship, anything I make, I say, Uraken.
For now 2 minutes now.
He has done enough, and his enough has not been good. So he should please step aside. Yeah? 2017, I wrote a nice piece of article about this government. I had high hope in this government. High hope. Me caught ne other media house. I spoke very well about this government. I do baby cram cassette here Ura Mahama ni no.
Ibrahim.
Okwaje sa bauxite Yes, uko ne two online and Ghana web. You will see my story there. Say they should not give that into him. I said it.
Why? Because
I felt it was not going to help the nation because they are funny. It's not about he being a Ghanaian. That's not the argument. And our choir. Me brewu asa mo so mpafe.
Nana bacho rapia.
I wish the PPP well and their alliance that will culminate into 2% of the votes that would accrue into the total valid votes, 2% for 2024. So I wish them well in their alliance. Yeah, me di try to me pese me that His Excellency Nana do ase. My organized labor any aban share and kita hudi no opinion say they increases salaries by 30%, which I think say our doctors, teachers, the civil servants are really happy because it'll go a long way to pushing the current economic situation. But that notwithstanding, National Cathedral, I'll say it again, not Jubilee House, I was say you call on my number communal labor. Na yedisia I was saying na you
legacy
you don't have any legacy. You can't legacy.
You don't have it. Oh, okay, maybe my legacy is one of the worst. They are in the negative.
School, and
they are in the negative. My legacy is in the negative.
Omoji school loan na edi school onko fa
your legacies are bad.
All the university campuses the number of intake and kolado do akọ universities no akosoro yes our plan we nyina near there be see free one district one factory it's in kolano be wie school no na factories wo ho a omo ba be yedwuma o hwe MPP abanya from President Kufuor. The program biara is linked or interlinked to each other. President Kufuor ba no be ka say yema awofo
proposal
maternal health care
say President Kufuor legacy na meeting ya campaign.
It's Kolana e won free during President Kufuor time no. One number call senior high school free. And NPP are buying twaso from 2024. Now you be industrializing Kroi. Now industries buswa. In Kuala be we invest no one be nya baby aye dwuma na nyina oman no akonanim da Ghana foase yesre won so say memo on tenasema NDC for NPP for ento
NDC papa go
because ye dey opportunity ne ma mahama ye hu ne ode ye
na dey opportunity ne ma so ma say no kra
Vamos já me dar uma sessão mobile. Damasifi.
Send your day, Ucha, assemble the two are so for soon.
I was your boy Damase. Meda Nana Boache, NPP former constituent chairman for Tema West. Evans, some more NDC communications team member. And Felix Mante, director of communications of the PPP. Yadamunyana, so one a beboy, am I then common a buyer? Yes, sorry, so me pamucho na die mama mo chance ne mo 13 minutes metie for mo so mo befre na mo akere mwadwen 0302243540. Hello. Good afternoon. Ebacho di ni baby afrefi.
Ebacho me need of pake me kasa fi new press station circle.
Get you.
Mini aba ma memo abaso. Let me hear Mr. Jefferson Kwamana Saki, incoming member of parliament for Abrikuma Central, and Mr. Lamti, also by Medina. And then I'm a boss, Sister Bo, also Channel Baby Ubia. Mini aba NDC for your best remo. Me the Jubilee House and the Kwametiana and Miraho. See a best re. Jubilee House, Mrs. Jubilee House Cathedral. Nanado, I do ya woyeno. And yet, dear, or no yet, no call the Ako. Oh, yeah, dear, my mind Ghana. San, yes, Jubilee House, and this is for so much, and you'll be a Kukobo, and a Ghana Nisika, and they say, and if I Ben Aveneska. It is some person another one year quiet, 1 year hospital here, 1 year school here, not always can you have my advice here with you. If you are more, now, I know Tamo Bay. So, what is any time, the baby, any power, what you hold, there be a
Medasipi. Hello, good afternoon.
Mami Soja.
Mebacho din baby afrefi.
Mami Soja, we well near Bema, Nana Amwakuna.
It's you.
The North is your person. Mami Soja. You are my here, you are just in Kudia, and the General Secretary, the Rovia Matiano, and everybody would be. Now, I am one say, and you see National Cathedral, Ama on my Ghana. Not a Christoph Wa, El Tanka, almost 100 years, abandoning a yard of Panama. A name a Christopher Exetia, and Central for Exetia. Tata Samrin, you will go to the House, Tan, a couple of men. any part of the day on the poultry farm. That in the on the you best say, never can do Dati, you want me a cayable home for noon, and Dati, as I discussed the Broman, I'm a money at home for. There's no money, boy, you can't say, or come on, you take a deal and we are. That is here. Who shall bury here? What I see at the Dati and Guadu, Siatwa. Sana will didn't pay who know.
May I say, hello.
Massacre.
Good afternoon. Gala. It's you.
Yo. With the Mamincha, Nabu Kennedy, or in Japan. And I found it as so bakwaka. Any Robert Lamptey. Or Beji Madina Asiho. Susu, Ushe Susuka, who is to say that Tony, color TV and part, and they're black and white. Yaba. Asuma yake nyina no endis for so woni mo pa biama na eden ya endis for so mani da media asuma me catch Ghana for ni de oto aba ne say NHS ane ye nyina ye enjoy president Kufuor ba o say nye oil aye discover endis for say ajingo school feeding na ene and it's from Makura that those who schools in Mukura, made Didi left right center, almost saying, it's a damn pan, Edibaba, or Becasaway, Cathedral, Nipa who were Brabomu cry, who so, and could see 100% as an Oakasaway. And you got a four, and it's from Tronia and Nadina Cathedral, who's 3, it's dead pan.
Medasipi, hello, good afternoon.
Hi, afternoon.
Good evening, baby. I'm free for Johnny Moyanko.
Again, when you make a set of Vancoveria, Monsagas in the Abortation. I say, that bomb, the one why you're welcome. A diamond on me. I'm set up from opposition communicators and one but set up the income in Omodia Patapata. What can you? Now, I didn't know Papa. Communicators no blue. Yeah. And I'm just something to make you buy a whole one of the anger challenge. I would name the room. I told him that people are almost challenged here. Because I have to go to Jerusalem. I don't buy a name sample and people. Bye.
That's Sippy. Hello, good afternoon.
I'm a soldier.
Ifo, don't go.
Elemia, the kind of one here, top time I moved by vice president, by the alternative direction. Now, man, PPP with a man back on the transport, you don't know if you can. You are woman, papa. One, if you do my own mute, almost for some party, paper power, no one baker, celebrate a party, no, no, to say, after by the nation. And who you because Mami Biama, you not Ghana, and then this is Uba power. First in no way, no see headquarters, and what Africa. That time for Musida, and this is for become a Ghana put now, just say, a Danny for no one, and your Mudia. Yami so, Tamana, and this is for some $20 million, and it was on headquarters. And Mami Biama, Ghana, no Bia, this Yamiana. Near school for school or a dassy. And another time, and this is Fufa, that's kind of headquarters. And she said, yes, the cathedral. And this is Fuba, now what they can was a
Medasipi. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
But you didn't be afraid.
Biama.
Yes.
Where I can see a phobia, and can say pick and tomato.
Phobia is you.
I'm a more basso. I'm a Facoyan, the Papa Boatia Japon. Any education minister, Dr. Oseya Editu. Namima Magari Emia Bema Magari, you done shedding. You say Yamina Dema on national Yamiba teacher the way. And about Teja Kodaba, Kabegi also in my shedding, Omamia Kabedi. You say Naoki, the enemy could be the now no Tibi. Oh, Marie, maybe I'm the become, say a Christopher, Mamma, papa. Sebi. You know, Mozambique, one crowd fight in my way. Say, you basic cathedral. No Christian, my power, sorry, I could not find the Bible, as one day, say, it's not said, now, sorry, I've been young and sick, I can't cry, come on, 20. Just a year to me, the Yeah, mami, the other me say. Sa cathedral no. Na na do see ayem bia o fira kunya so o de be ko te bia na so de be ko ne papa kuro mo kura pem.
Medasi pi. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me ba chodi ni baby afrefi.
Idia the champion of Seni Adam Sami free. Ashama.
Yo, champion.
Opportunity there. My man Fantia. Emu Ohiam. Emma Chama Joe. Na mentia Honorable Joshua Ambidu Akamba. Dr. Kwamnado for or the Ahoto project aba. Minimum said the TBA and Emma Beko Yame Ubian Sabeka Ahoto project nibi. Binyaba. Kakra me pesa me kana wi ni say. Nanado. Sabe Obano. Oba ya no sabe minu aba metima kan brain say ye enkamufo ye sumu dada ana Christopher so sumu dada minu aba cathedral sem we ye kan ya amaka because cathedral yetimu say ehwe Ghana sika pa cathedral no up to now ehwe ye sika ma up to now say ehu ba bia cathedral na awie ye ana say na wie ya kwapem etimesre Ghana for say yes friend anado cathedral no nyai say ni enwuma oba ya wo kunu na Ghana for nya adwuma nya no amanuane boa kosoro fu e patro yentimi tofu no eno wasem na Ghana for ye party o enye cathedral na asem na say Ghana for party e komo de Ghana for pa eti say nanado wasem bi o meka ntre Ghana for na mesre Ghana for say banyansa for ye bunu be yan kana sam 2024 mo to abanti abanro amakomo de Ghana for ni nyamenya adwuma bye bye.
That's say hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
Me pa chodi ni baby afrefi.
But your family also because of VIP.
But you.
Man, that's in Ghana. Yeah, I did make to one more for him see Cathedral. Kake, Africos. Mammy, only be on one. And you could put down my little parama. Ghana, yes, animal, yes, animal. Mammy. They cut so much, you know. Said you, I was saying, Cathedral, 30 drivers, total drivers, and a hotel, more near no pushing in them. Now we could, oh, yeah, my friend, I'm for feed that hotel, what did you? I'm a more for them. The cable niggas work out, say, oh, you know, how much they are passing per month, and you see what you. Not going to be a go out. And you see, I saw that the here. What's a minute? Oh, as I 20 was a winning runner dancing at you. No one can say a cemetery, and yes, I don't know. Over the now, and you're so funny. Over what? Chef, and the rest of that's a banner. Ghana, bye bye.
It has say hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me pa chodi ni baby afrefi.
Yo. Me transfer your family Kwame Adomboatini. I'm safety adenka.
Okay.
Madam Yankupon shelf, Jumadia or your boy, my gun. Kakra Mr. Kafa Asa Cathedral. Asa Cathedral no motion. Yes, said it. You will be a Christopher, your name, you need your whole papa for your parents for now so. National Cathedral, Yembisa say, why any study, and I do any study on Louis. Now, a pioneer cathedral, they seen a fast, madam, a chronone, a pool bonnet, Yama Bassa, the air cross intina, and sorry, the air fresh or Montpenny food or Madame or Monfriso. It is a national cathedral, madam, the air cross woman, Sabi, when you uncle Croano, then you ring Yananado, a Yamana no. If you say, so when you are doing now, that is now, yeah. Sabi, Tato or mine on individuals, ne a software name, not almost dynamo, and your mind is sicker. You be say, on say, fund that he, finance minister, allocate him a great, and I him on my chama, National Cathedral. National Cathedral, no more, a chrono, a bonk, and another, on ye, because. Well, couldn't win more. Our Amambu, Namambu, and Quayuka, but that's
Men Someda Sipi, I was here for Handy and Coursing in ABC. As a Daka Command production crew, Jordan Miadro Jerry or Sarge, my friend, Ma Abankro, Nana Yasafo. When you know, Bombi Chidom, a Yay, Mammy Jumedi, a buyer. Midi at the MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO, bet me from BMZ 1. Dear Bobusia Fonka, ye, as Sanya Mayaduma, watching a mene, Ekwako Jay in your bema Jerry or Sajumai na ne yure na wotwe da no yakwa kodi ewo ekro asante achim konongo gogwa kamenum papa asante achim konongo na yakwa akodi na wotwe eda enti yebesre busuasem nyina momegya yen na yenkojam yenua bema Jerry ose agima wo de oduru konongo a wo se wo ko locust obi a edo ebeko ho me sorry so la Michael eba beje adwaje entata ediyen akofie nyame ya dom a na wotwe foforo isimu a ebesan ehia makramo utwika moni na ho tobo ase aduane ede Ghana wo mse ne mamu ayeden de nanso Ghana ede pa no nchese kona ko na se ne di nchene men onna dodo anyankopon de ama asase so no enkoye reckless driving bia na enkonkowu ogina samado junction wusu no obi enhunu ay too late enti nei na fa ho adwene wo ye driver wo tena si achi a kai wo yere na wo mma a wagya wo mu fie enti passenger twiuka no boko driver ni ne watwi car akwakodura somdwe mu na boni bia nsie wo ye passenger na wo pentemu asinante da wo ye passenger na atena car mu na wo pentemu a si na nante ana si ne trumirika what ya ze emfa wo hot emesan afoforo emochina enkwanhia nkonkoba edi driver to obo ase enkonom nsa wa bra da na je wa home ansa na watena si achi enkonom no boni bia enka se wani su be who are you wani su who are you no wani bete no na wugina sama adon kwanta bobna enso na ye nte wabusuafo nte wo yere na oma na wo mo nte wangu na ukodi demo a wodi ohawa ba fie sansa wo na ukita busua no wangu na wodi demo a wodi ohaw ene adesoa aba fie wo be frustrate ni pa life enti yesremo obi ani ni lemu obi a wonam kwan so bia wo ye obi a ye pedestrian wonam kwan ho a ka ma wo kwan ya enfoso nkotwam nya ka kwan mu na fe na wo be wo so to akere drivers nya ka kwan mu na fe na wo be bo life yesremo udru ka kwan mu ahunu se wadu danger zone anything can happen enti no tutumirika entamso no watwam no akopa ba bia atena wokyena nko asem ankwa ankoto enti mesremo ukwa wo so tonso akoto driver for sintidua ahwe obo di ka na kwakohwe pilam wo mo di ka ahwe pilam no bedodo no a ma wo mo nam kwa ho mo so wo mo to wo no matade e se no ne ade no kura sem na make driver for na beka ba attest to this mani bo hono mo amon tade hyem atade bia wa hye ne se de ne to no gina mu ne se de wo woso no fa no driver ni ho pa bonso abode wo behu apan no de akohwem esrew mo ni na ho wate mo ni na ho kakra nyame ode yem ba koduro